to the 2026 football season. Are you ready to twist again like last year? Come on, let's twist again like we did last summer. Yeah, let's twist again like we did last year. Yes, we had plenty of fun in 2025. Let's hope that we're going to have fun in 2026. And we kick off the 2026 season with the Castle Challenge Cup, pitting last year's league winners Maviravira Scotland Football Club taking on last year's Chibuku Super Cup winners Dinamo Dimbare Dynamos. Yes, it promises to be quite something. Right, who have we got to take us through from our team? Well, let's, without any further ado, let's say hello first to a man who's floating on cloud 9 because his team hammered West Ham United yesterday by 5-2. I'm talking about staunch Liverpool supporter. We call him Jose. Let's say hello to Joseph Nkane. Jose, 5-2.
Kill them when you can. Yeah. And indeed, CNN, you never walk alone. We are here once again to witness probably one of the fiercest rivals in Zimbabwe. When you look at who Scotland is and who Dynamos is. So the two teams have bad blood between each other. And today, I think we're looking forward to a good game. That is certainly going to be a befitting curtain raiser to the Castle League 2026.
Yes, it promises to be quite something. And with Jose is a man whose team, well, he's got two teams playing this afternoon. His team will be kicking off in a couple of moments. He used to play for that, shine for that team. His other team in the EPL, Manchester United, will be taking on Crystal Palace at 4 p.m. So he's going to be in two minds. I'm talking about Dynamos, a legendary midfield. We used to call him Chief. We still call him Chief. Let's say hello to Chief Justice Majavi. Chief, to Timbaro, man, you are.
Legendary. I think the year is starting very well for me. You know, all my teams are on the same day. And of course, Manchester United will play later. But this afternoon, we've got Dynamos here at Rufaro. I think we missed all these games. And it's going to be a good game. Remember the last game they played against each other. Dynamos winning 3-2. Yeah. I think it was a good game altogether. And today we're focusing here most probably, looking and anticipating a very good game this afternoon with both sets of the teams. They've got new technical teams and also the new players. So I think it's something good. And it's a Castle Cup final, which is very good. Each and every coach, it's a good analytical game, so that you can see where your season is going in the beginning. And also, it's good for the fans. We need fans to come back to the stadiums, enjoy the games, have some time with families. So this is very good. I think this game should be the very perfect opener for the season.
That's right. 2026. You know what? We've never had a pre-season like this. I'm talking about the movements of players and technical staff and so on. This league was started back in 1962 and we've never seen movements like this. We are getting players from Zambia, from Malawi, from Angola, from Nigeria, from the DRC coming here to Zimbabwe to join the various teams, Angola as well. It promises to be quite something. The league proper kicks off next weekend, but we are focused on Maviravira taking on Dimbare. Right, Jose. Listen, don't ask me don't ask me in reverse to say, what do you think Legendary will win? Because this one is a tricky one. What are your thoughts, Jose?
I mean, if anyone scripted this for this window season, I think they are a genius.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the staff rotation for all the Premier League teams in Zimbabwe, there's been a high staff turnover. Both from the technical perspective, we've got coaches moving from one team to another, and we've got, even a larger number of players shifting bases from one team to another. For me, what that then tells me is it gives me hope and anticipation to say, expect anything this season. Anything can happen. Because when a new coach comes to a new team, you are expecting probably a philosophy change. Changes in personnel, changes in the style of play, changes even in the philosophy. So that means this season if you are not going to be following these games, don't wait to be told.
Exactly.
Because definitely the script has never been written before.
That's right.
There's definitely going to be more surprises, more shocks, and even new talent being born,
Oh, yeah.
new talent being exposed. So for me, this is a great season to look forward to. And I think one place that will find me at is at a PSL soccer stadium.
Right, you'll be learning, or you'll be reading, or you already know of some of the new names that have joined our many teams, our 18 teams in the Premiership. And today, Dynamos have some new faces. Scotland have some new faces as well. Let's start with Dimbare, of course. Yes, I would have to ask him. They are new faces. They've got Harmony Nare in goal. Formerly Caps United last season. They've got an exciting left wing back called Anotida Ishe Gwatidzo, who is coming in as well. They've got Mr. Perfect Chikwende, who is on the bench, but a couple of other new faces. And Chief Justice, how do you, from a Dynamos perspective, how do you think those new faces are going to blend in with the old guard like Shadrach Nyawa and company?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think it's normal. Players have to move, and considering also what Dynamos had in the last season, they actually had, okay, I won't say they were bad players, but I think it's fair enough. You need to have depth, and now they brought in depth and some experience in their squad. So you look at Perfect. He's been in the game for quite long. He played for FC Platinum. He even went to play for Simba, the one from Tanzania. He came back and he was also with the Simba Stars. Whatever is going to happen today, I think it relies more on the experience of the players. Nyawa has been there for quite long. He's not new. I think they've already gelled in, and they bring in players like there's also Shave, who is a very good player, but he's a very young and very good left back. I think it's quite a good thing for Dynamos. Also having new players, new blood in the new season. You need to compete. Last season they didn't compete enough. They ended up competing towards the end of the season. I think this year they need to be prepared and start very well, which is going to be a hard season, I would say, for not only for Dynamos but for many teams. So it's quite interesting to see new players in the team.
Right. Okay. What you're gonna do now? As always, new season. We are twisting. Let's just show you how the two teams arrived at Rufaro Stadium. Kuno Kumbiles, of course, that's where we are. Let's see how they arrived. Right, there's Imbare there, as you can see, making their grand entry into Rufaro Stadium. Muno Mumbiles. And Jose, we're still talking about Dynamos because Chief Justice was talking about the blend of the new players and the old players. And I see Leroy Mavunga is still there. And they also welcome back Trevor Mavunga. But I didn't see his name there. But so how do you think those new players and old players will blend?
Yeah, well, I think even from a psychological point of view, any player will want to play for Dynamos. Because Dynamos is a big club, it's a big institution, it's got so much pedigree and history in Zimbabwean football. So when you see the mix of experienced players, and we take, of course, we note that Dynamos lost Emmanuel Jalai, who went to do business in South Africa, and then Shadrach Nyawa takes over the reign as the captain of the Glamour Boys. And if you look at the roster that they have, for me, it's a team that is blended both with experience and new talent. So for me, Dynamos, I think, there's no motivation for any player to play for Dynamos. That's an inspiration on its own. So I'm expecting a Dynamos team which is looking for opportunities to express themselves, even the new talent that is there.
As we see Maviravira arriving at Rufaro Stadium, Kumbiles Kunoko. Yes, the country's oldest high-density suburb. That's Mbari. Mbiles. As you can see there, Scotland. And Chief Justice, also a blend brought by the new technical team of Muchina Majuzi, Norman Mapesa, and of course his manager, Peter Ndlovu Nsuku Zonke. We've seen Mohamed Isaac, who was at Dimbare. He is now across the floor to Scotland. That one is the most interesting one, Chief Justice.
No, already we know, they have a good coach, Norman Mapesa. We all know what he did to FC Platinum. I think he did very well. And you can see the players there when they are arriving. Also blending. Also brought in Mopad Abubakar. I think it's a good squad altogether. Very well assembled. It's balanced as you can see on paper. And of course, you can see whatever they are trying to do. They brought in Peter Ndove as the team manager. So it means there's something else, although they are preparing for the Champions League. So you needed a squad with very good experience. Kama Billiard is still there. Musona knowledge is still there, and also the brother Walter Musona, who's the captain. Yeah, it's quite. Muduwa is also there. Then Tavire Muta crossed from Dynamos, and Muhammad they went from Dynamos to Scotland. It's normal. Yeah, Nelson is in goals.
Yeah, I want to ask you something,
Yeah.
Chief Justice. Walter Musona, Walter Musona is the younger brother to knowledge. You all know that. But Walter Musona and the captain. Saka mkomo wake akakanya ground. What? I'm not gonna shout there. I want to find out from you. What happens?
Definitely, Walter is in charge. Yeah, he's a big man on the field.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And the brother also understands the roles. He's been a captain as well, so he knows what are the roles of a captain. And of course, it's good to see brothers in one team together. Yeah, and I'm happy about them, about their professionalism. And they've been treating each other very well. You can see from the last season, there wasn't any chaos between the two, but they actually drove the team very well. And I think it's something which is very important. And I also like the character of Walter Musona. He's been professional enough. He didn't panic. He didn't do a lot of mishap, especially when his brother arrived. But I think it's very important being together, helping a team to win. And also, you can see the boys, very good ones, and they are prepared. You can see the fitness. I think they had a very good pre-season. They want to showcase today. Yeah,
they did go to South Africa.
Yes,
to Eswatini.
Eswatini.
Well.
Yeah. Those are very good games. They've got ambition. They want to play for the in the Champions League. You also need those games. You also need to test what is outside there, and they've already known what is there outside and what it's going to bring. But I think it's a very good squad. On paper, looking at what is there, they've got a very good squad, very well assembled, very good technical team with Mapeza. We know him, the abilities. I also seen on the technical bench there's Alvin Dunduma, who came in. I think is part of the assistant coaches and the fitness. Yeah, so it's very good. So I think football should be like that, and bring in so as to Dynamos. They've got Ronald Sibanda, who has got some experience also as a player, and also in managerial. He's been there with them.
Legends, guy.
Yeah, I know he's a legend. He's a big man, and I think he deserves to be there. And of course, it's the time, both teams to showcase now.
Sure, it's the time for both teams to showcase, and we're just wondering how this one is going to pan out. Well, we'll also give you an update of the Mighty Warriors, the senior national women's team who are playing for third place. I think the game has just ended in Polokwane. They lost to South Africa in the semi-finals via a penalty shootout. Very sorry, but the girls did well. They are taking on Namibia in third place playoff. We'll let you know what would have happened there. But just coming back to Mbiles, to Rufaro Stadium, where Dynamo Dimbari, Chazunguza, 15 million. They are now taking on Maviravira, Scotland. And, Jose, we keep saying it. This one, it's a tricky one because last season in the league, honors were shared. The first game, Scotland won 1-0. The second, Dynamos won 3-2. So you can't really tell the story between the lines, can you?
Yeah, you can't really tell. But for me, the game that is going to be watched this afternoon, I think it's going to be decided by a team that probably scores first and imposes itself on its opponents. When I listen to the coach's pre-match, for me, I could sense a sense of precaution on the part of Dynamos coach Genesis Mangombe. He didn't really want to give much, but if you look at if you listen to what Norman Mapeza said, I think he was more bullish compared to Genesis Mangombe. So for me, and I also look at the lineup of the two teams, Scotland look stronger on paper.
On paper.
They look more experienced on paper.
On paper.
So I would then expect maybe Scotland to come in and possibly want to dominate the game more, maybe dominate the exchanges, but Dynamos cannot be ruled out. So that's why I'm saying probably the team that is going to score first is probably going to determine the proceedings and have control into the game going forward. But anything is possible out of this game. I think I'm seeing a game that is going to give us goals. Not many, but goals from either side.
Okay, I want to stay with you, Jose. Then your scoreline prediction. I didn't warn you. Scoreline prediction. Those little one are legendary.
Yeah, I know. I've worked with you quite a number of times. I know you can hold someone at gunpoint.
That's right. I still believe I'm Dynamos versus Scotland. Scoreline.
Yeah, I think I'll give this game 2-1 to Scotland.
2-1 to Scotland. Mazinzwa zvataurwa naJose weLiverpool. Mazinzwa. Hanzi 2-1. Mirai munzwa. Chief Justice.
You know, it's definite. You know, I always come up with a different one from Jose.
Especially if it's Dimbare.
Yeah, if it's Dimbare, you know, I'm too biased about Dynamos. You know, I know not two ways about it. Even if he plays maybe a national team, I always stick with Dynamos. You know, that is if I'm playing there for the national team, maybe, but the heart will be bleeding. You know, but of course, you know, it's a game. Dynamos, like he said, you cannot rule them out, especially when they have their trophy men on the ground. It's usually a difficult game. They look so strong on paper and very dominant, especially considering they are coached by Norman Mapeza as Scotland. They will be dominant, of course. They will keep the position. If they don't score many goals, definitely they will lose. But Dynamos, if they get the chances, you know, they score. Usually not more than 3. Maybe a 2-1 for Dynamos will be enough.
So is that what you're saying?
Yes, what I'm
2-1
saying.
to Dimbare.
Yes, of course. But if they stretch the game to the penalty shootout, you really know. You really know. You really know.
Let me repeat. 2-1, he's tipping Dynamos. But he says, if it goes to a penalty shootout, you know what he's saying. So we'll have to wait and find out. So Jose saying 2-1 Scotland. Chief Justice saying 2-1, you know who. So it just leaves us now and you there as well, to prepare, sit back, relax, because we are twisting again. And just want to find out what these two experts think about the men to watch. Of course, just telling you, Genesis Mangombe is now the head coach at Dynamos. Norman Mapeza Muchina Wemajusi is now head coach at Scotland. Who are the players to watch? Let's start with Scotland.
All right, starting with Scotland, I know they signed a new player from Eswatini, Twale Wake. He's playing left back. I think I'll be watching him with interest to see what he can do, because you always want to look at it and say, if teams are going to import players from elsewhere, they must come in and add value, come and give us what we don't have. So for me, Wake Twale, the left back for Scotland, is a player to watch. Let's see what he has to give us. Then on the other end, I'm looking at Timon Machope. When I looked at the Scotland lineup, Toro. Remember, Toro came in second best in terms of Golden Boot last season.
Yes.
So for me, I think it's one player who will be inspired to say, let me come and do better this season. And then at the end of the day, when I looked at the way he's been set up to play behind Knowledge Msona. Knowledge Msona has been tasked to play in the box for Scotland. Timon Machope doing all the dirty work, maybe an assist here and there, or even a goal here and there. So for me, Twale Wake, left back for Scotland, and Timon Machope for Scotland up front.
Right. What we are going to do now, as always, we give the game to you. We bring it to you because you are very important. You are the owners of the game. We did talk to the gaffers. That's the two head coaches before kickoff, right? The two coaches, Genesis Mangombe, we call him Kaka, and of course, Muchina Wemajusi, that's Norman Mapeza. And we talked to Kaka first. Take a listen to what he had to say.
But I know it's the maybe opening match of the season, and there is a cup game. So we have a lot of things to do, and at the same time, we are still also working on finalizing the combinations and come up with the best level. But I'm happy with the response from the boys and the way we are applying ourselves at training. If they can apply it during this game, I know we can surprise a lot. I think the atmosphere itself, it means that it's home for Dynamos. So we also want to make sure that our fans are happy, and also we try to bring back the winning ways to the glamour. And I know at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we have a strong team which can compete for the whole season. You see, it's a game of football and it's a cup game. So some of the things we apply during cup games are different to those we apply during league games. So we'll take it very serious, and we'll try also minimize some of the mistakes, because the guys we are playing, they are technically, and it's a very good team, technically good and a very good team. So we need to be sure-footed and make sure that we don't make silly mistakes.
Yeah, good afternoon, and good afternoon to all viewers back home. You know, this looks like it's going to be an exciting game. You know, coming from pre-season, I'm sure we had good preparation to both teams. You know, and I hope it's going to be a very exciting game. We're playing a game of football, and at the end of the day, you need to have your best players available. So that's why we chose that lineup. We want to get a positive result. That's why we have that strong lineup. We just need to be cautious. You know, we are playing a team which we really don't know much about. You know, though we had some few stories during the preseason. But in a game of football, you don't have to just go out there and throw everything into the wind. We have to be cautious. We have to see exactly what's happening. If you can manage those 4 minutes of the game properly, I'm sure we'll get something at the end of the day.
Muchina, Wema Juzi, the first you heard from Kaka. Very interesting what they had to say there. Just in case you had forgotten, Dynamos won this Challenge Cup last year at the same venue. They played Simba Bora, Chinuchedu. 1-1 it finished after 90 minutes. It went into a penalty shootout, and Dynamos triumphed 5-3. We're together here with Chief Justice Majavi, and he had warned the Simba Bora supporters that if it went into a penalty shootout, that's what happened. So this is what he's warning you, Scotland supporters, as well. And Dynamos had been in that Challenge Cup again in 2024, but they lost, unfortunately, for Chief Justice and company to Ngezi Platinum. So they are in this Challenge Cup 3 times now in a row. Now, Jose, I want to ask you something peculiar about what he is hoping will happen. Do you see a penalty shootout here?
Yes, it's very, very, very possible. A penalty shootout.
So if it's possible.
Yeah, well, it's been known. If you look at the trend that Dynamo set last season, whenever a cup match went into the penalty kicks, it has always been Dynamos walking away with a victory. So even today, you can't really rule out a possibility of a penalty kick being witnessed at the stadium. And once that happens, Dynamos always have a neck for taking it home through the penalty kicks. So Scotland, I think then for me, will say, let's try and avoid penalty kicks. Let's kill the game early and avoid any other drama that Dynamos are known for.
Yeah, and I had to. I had asked Jose. You heard me asking Jose about the players to watch from Maviravira. Let's find out from Chief Justice who he thinks would be the players to watch from Dimbare.
I see, you know, there are quite a number of good players there as well. It's first time playing at Rufaro Stadium, so it depends on how they take it. But of course, some of them used to come here and play. Today, they are playing just behind this crowd. And it's not easy for everybody. But I see there is good understanding in some players. Perfect Chikwende might be also a good player today. You might be trying to prove some point. Because if you
He's starting on the bench though, isn't he?
Yeah, of course. When he comes in, I think the few minutes he's going to get, he's going to be someone to watch. But of course, in the beginning, there's Leroy Mavunga. He's been a crowd favorite of late, and he's been doing very well. Also look at how Nyawa is going to do his. He's going to be one to watch as well.
Right, one to watch or ones to watch. You watch the game, because we are now crossing over to the commentary box to hand that one over to our colleagues. That's Ginola William Tingwa, who is sitting alongside Tindo Tendai Sibanda. We'll be talking to you at halftime. Very good afternoon and welcome to Rufaro Stadium for the 2025 Castle Challenge Cup, pitting Scotland FC and Dynamo Dimbare Dynamos. That is Mavirawira versus the Dynamos here at the ceremonial home of football, Rufaro Stadium. A sunny afternoon. It's been quite hot over the past few days here in Harare. And with me in the commander box is Tendai Israel. A very good afternoon, Tendai.
Good afternoon, Willie. And it's quite an afternoon to have a game of football. The Castle Challenge Cup. Dynamos, the Chibuko Super Cup winners, taking on Scotland, the PSL defending champions. It's almost a full house here at Rufaro Stadium, and it's promising to be fire, as they say, when it comes to Scotland.
Exactly, Tendai. And one thing I would like to mention here is that there is part of the crowd here at Rufaro Stadium. The condition of the pitch has quite improved, different from what you have been seeing last season. A commendable job being done here by the city fathers, the groundsman, the mayor, Councillor Jacob Mafume. It was very spot on last season that they are going to work out on the pitch, and this is satisfactory. And even the markings, it's a quite improvement from last season, Tendai.
Wow, it's all in the 2026 season, which promises to be bigger and better. And it almost looks like it's a new Rufaro Stadium. And what a way to kick off this season, unlike watching these two teams play. So what a good job the City Fathers have done altogether.
And they are, the two teams are trooping into the pitch here. We have entered the building. We are here at Rufaro Stadium with the match officials guiding the two teams. That is Lawrence Zimondi, the center referee, Lakson Mara, Tafaz Wangala, Miss Mayimbo, and the match commissioner is Brighton Mudzamire. Very soon we'll be giving you the two lineups, and Scotland in all white and Dynamo Dimbare in all blue. And very soon I'm sure we'll be crossing over for the national anthem of Zimbabwe, as has been the norm in the local premiership. And the two teams looks like they are ready to die.
Wow, two good teams, equally yoked in terms of talent. What a very strong side coming in from Scotland under Norman Mapesa. His first game, obviously, competitive with this new outfit, the defending champions, and also Dynamos under Genesis Mangombe. Made a few acquisitions in the preseason, and it seems like they have a very strong squad, which would want to see, as he said in the preseason, in the pre-match conference, that he wants to see their boys play.
Exactly, Tendai. And fireworks are expected this afternoon as we see Mario Marinica, there, this Warriors coach, is part of the crowd here at Rufaro Stadium. Also, the Zifa president is here. We just had a glimpse of the Super Mario. And there is in immaculate, this is a new trophy, Tendai, brand new trophy. Great presentation, great artwork, great creativity here by Delta Beverages.
It just shows you how much effort they've put into making this game an exciting one. A new trophy, new silverware. Whoever is going to get his hands on this, it means it's a first for everything. It will be a great way to start the season. Starting the 2026 season with silverware. Starting a new silverware for that matter.
And there's the picture once again of the Castle Challenge Cup. A brand new trophy like we have just explained to you. Part of the crowd here, predominantly Scotland FC supporters there in the VIP stand, but it's almost like a full house here, but more supporters coming from the blue side of the capital. Yes, both teams' first choice colors are blue, but you know Dynamos will always be blue, and Scotland 42 wear the away strip, that is the white strip today. Though officially they are the home side, they have to respect Dynamo Dimbare, just like last season in another league match. Scotland, when they were the home side, they said they will respect Dynamo Dimbare and award them the chance to sit on the Vietnam stand. And we cross over for the national anthem of Zimbabwe. anthem of Zimbabwe ngaikomborerwe nyika yeZimbabwe as see Norman Mapesa, Daniel Veremu were together and part of the Vietnam stand there. The Dynamos supporters predominantly in that side of the stands here at Rufaro Stadium. And Tendai, approximately, I think I'll roughly say about 20,000, 15, 20,000 spectators here at Rufaro.
Well, we were expecting a full house. Maybe the numbers will get better as the game continues, understanding that it is also the first game of the season. But we'd have wanted to see a full stadium, and the biggest side, of course, for Dynamos fans, that is the Vietnam, almost coming into full capacity. But we've wanted to see almost everyone coming in to enjoy this game.
And there we are, Dynamos versus Scotland. Walter Sona, the captain, and Shadrach Nyawa, captain for Dinamo Dimbare, alongside the match officials, Lawrence Zimoni, the center referee, Laxon Mara, first assistant, Tafat Gwangala, the second assistant, and Mes Maimbo, the fourth official, with match commissioner Ben Brighton Mozamiri, the man who was at the 2002 World Cup finals in South Korea, Japan. And you see there Lawrence Zimondi and Mes Maimbo with the match ball, and Lawrence Zimondi preparing to get us ready, and Mes Maimbo walking to the free side. And there is the Dinamo Dimbare lineup. Hamon Narin goes. Gwatizo Anatudaishe, Mandivei Gumisai Clive, Tendaishe Magwaza, Shadrach Nyawa the captain, Tomo Pio, Trevor Mavunga, Mlilo Mandle Konsil, Witness Shawe, former left triangle, Riroy Mavunga, Elton Gini. And that's the formation for Dinamo Dimbare, the 4-1-2-3 formation tonight.
Exactly. What an exciting formation, playing each and every player to their strength. Genesis did well in picking that squad.
And for Scotland FC, it's Nelson Chajain goals, Isaka Muhammad, Twala Kwake, Kelvin Moyo, Peter Mdua, Kozisi Musebe, Abu Bakar Moffat, Emmanuel Ziocha, Walter Msona, Timon Machope, and Knowledge Msona. And the coach, of course, is Norman Mapesa Mushinwe Majuzi. The 4-2-4 formation here, or 4-2-3-1 formation.
Well, we were talking about this really when we were saying who's going to be the attacker, who's going to be the striker here. Is it going to be Timon Machope? Is it going to be Knowledge Msona? And we have just received confirmation that Knowledge Msona is going to be that forward striker. Surprising that Ziocha is going to be playing as a right midfielder as well.
And there's Dimare with their traditional pre-match ritual where they line up by the goalpost. And out of a picture, I could see Scotland also seeking divine intervention. And there is Dimbare, and the Vietnam stand vibrates here tonight.
Wow, you expected to do so, praying homage to the fans who have come in their numbers. And the only thing you would expect is for them to deliver.
And there is the Scotland FC lineup seeking divine intervention. There 14 is Abu Bakar Moffat, coming from the lower leagues of Spain in mid-season last year, joining Moz FC in Norton, and then transferring to the arch rivals Scotland FC. And today he is in the starting lineup, missed out through injury for the AFCON in Morocco.
To see Abu Bakar Moffat leaving Norton and coming to Scotland, the club in Mavuko, you would think maybe the rivalry was going to come in place in making the transfer difficult. But when a player wants to leave and when a club wants to sign a player, nothing really is difficult. And Abu Bakar Moffat here starting in midfield alongside Ntokosi Simsebe.
Yes, Abu Bakar Moffat, arguably one of the best holding midfielders in the country. And like you said there, when Scotland want to sign you, no one can stop them. And away we go here at Rufaro Stadium. Dynamos kicking us off, playing from left to right. That is, they are attacking the Mbare end and defending the city end. And Scotland FC attacking the city end and defending the Mbare end. Dynamos in all blue and Scotland in all white. Tonight, what a match we are expecting this afternoon as Timon Wadam Sona received the ball early to the brother Knowledge. Displays it. This is Mandivei. 12 is for Dinamo Dimbare. That was Witness Shawe. Throw into Scotland FC. To be taken by the new man, that is a Kwake. The man who was signed from Tingizini Hotspurs in Eswatini, played Simba Bora in the CAF Champions League and damned the Zimbabwean champions then, that is last season. What do you think of the signing of this left back, Kwala Kwake from Tingizini Hotspurs?
I think they saw his experience where they did play against Dynamos in those CAF Confederations Cup, and he really exuded his excellency when he played against Dynamos, and there was only one thing for Norman Mapeza to bring him on home soil, and today we see him taking over from Manenji. But I think it's going to be a wonderful competition with these two fantastic left backs.
Knowledge Msona looking for his young brother. So chance here for Scotland to clear the ball away. Chance here, Shadrack Nyawa then left-footed effort, missing the target here, and Dynamos rose. There is the new captain for Dinamo Dimbare. Remember, they lost quite a number of players during the off-season. Some of them crossing to Scotland. In defender Isaka Mohammed is playing right back today. He was good centre back, the Ghanaian for Dinamo Dimbare last year, steadied the ship in helping Dinamo Dimbare survive relegation, then moved to Scotland, and Ananomen Mapeza is playing right back this afternoon.
Well, it shows you the versatility that he comes with, Isak. Surprising that he's not playing in his preferred position, but well, these are the games that you have to see that's coming into play.
Witness Shawe, formula of triangle, Magwaza. Rochester there by Kelvin Moore, the soccer star of the year. Good play by Scotland here. Good shooting of the ball by Shadrack Nyawa. Good play here. And that is Shadrack Nyawa to Hamon Nare. Dinamo Dimbare. Dominating in midfield. Witness Shawe. Pio. Shot blocked. Walter Tatenda Msona. Kelvin Moyo, the soccer star of the year. Abubakar Moffat finds Kevin Moyo. Knowledge. Gets a free kick and Kaka. Genesis Mangomba is mad. And Mes Mayimbo straight away to winning Kaka. Tendai, what a good start by Dinamo Dimbare.
Well, it's been a very good start from the home team, apparently. You can see what they're trying to do, get a goal as early as possible. No wonder they're trying to take shots as early and take them from distance. Maybe they just want to get a goal before the opposition gets composed, gets imposed, and they find their rhythm. But what a good opening 5 minutes so far.
And when these two teams met last season in the Castle Premier Soccer League, the first leg of that fixture, it went to Scotland by 1-0. And the second one, a blockbuster fixture here at Rufaro. Dynamos prevailing by 3-2. Denver Mkamba with one of the goals of the season contender, Kelvin Moyo. Looking for Peter Mdua. Mdua back in control here. Looking for Kelvin Moyo. Wotam Sona. Abubakar Moffat. Mdua. Kelvin Moyo. If you've just joined us, we haven't lost much here. Only 5 minutes played according to our watch. Peter Mdua. Moffat to Kelvin Moyo. Scotland in all white, Dynamos in all blue. Kwala Kwake. The man from Eswatini. All the way back to the goalkeeper Nelson Charga. And tonight, Scotland have got 3 top-class goalkeepers. Nelson Charga, Prince Tafire Musa from Dynamos, and Talbot Shumba.
Wow, we're talking about when Scotland wants you, they'll do anything in their power to get you fast rising ambitious club in Zimbabwe. Who would want to join them? And I mean, it's healthy competition for the goalkeepers. Whoever is selected has to do a good job in making sure they don't lose their spot to anyone, because the goalkeepers are quite good equally.
I'm trying to put myself in Norman Mapesa's shoes. What would you do with top-class goalkeepers like that? And if it was Tondra Ndera, I would know that one goalkeeper, once you're given a chance, if you lose, you also lose your spot in the next match. So you always fight hard that the team wins. And that is how Ndera used to operate. Now, let's wait and see how Norman Mapesa will handle it. Of course, they've lost Calvin Changiwa, was offloaded, and they robbed in Prince Tafire Muta. Walter Msona back to the goalkeeper, Nelson Charger, looking for Peter Mdua. So Scotland playing this match because they were the Kasolaga champions last season in 2025. And Dynamo Dimbare because they won the Chibuku Super Cup. 1-0 triumph over Triangle at Gibo Stadium. And Nasia Perozo with a spectacular goal. You watched that game, Tendai.
Well, we are talking about why those players are here, and it's a testament of how you do in the season before if you want to be part of these proceedings. And you're talking about fantastic goals, fantastic performances that guarantee you a place in the Castle Challenge.
Go quick to Dynamo Dimbare. And tonight, let's see which team is going to lift this brand new trophy. Courtesy of Castle Laga. The Castle Challenge Cup, Amonare. On loan from Caps United. Magwaza. This is Magwaza again. Shot for Dynamo Dimbare, but the goalkeeper, Nelson Charger, is quick to react there. Leroy Mavunga was not very strong enough there. There is Elton Gini. And today, another questionable inclusion there is Elton Gini ahead of Jairus Kasondo.
I mean, this is what you expected. This is what, Genesis Mongogo was talking about. That you want to test these players. Because they had a very fantastic preseason. And these are the type of games you have to see that everything they practice will come into fruition. So no wonder some players have been left and some have been selected ahead of others. And I would want to see that coming into play as well.
Nola Jimson. Abu Bakar Mofat back to Nola Jimson. What a ball to Walter Msona! Just over the bar. And the flag was up already. Looks like Walter Msona was offside. I think it was tight there, tight call. But Tefaz Bangala with the flag up. And Hamonare was beaten, but unfortunately, Walter Msona Seford, there it is. Brilliant ball by Knowledge Msona to find his young brother. And Walter Msona beating the goalkeeper, but not the crossbar. What a chance.
Yeah, talk about chemistry between the two Msona brothers. Unfortunately, it was just a touch too early when the ball was played to him. I mean, even if you're offside, the least you can do is just put it to the back of the net. It gives you confidence. It gives the rest of the team confidence, even your manager. We know how much Norman Mapesa wants to see perfection on the field of play.
Or at least give the goalkeeper some work to do.
At least.
But according to the information we are given here by Scotland, I can see it differently. Knowledge Msona is playing deep, and Timon Machope is the lone striker up front. Scotland robbed of possession, but Isaka Muhammad was quick, throwing to Dynamo Dimbare. Tendai Shema Gwaza behind it. It was weakness, Shawe. Couldn't control it, throw into Scotland FC. The throw in, looking for Timon Machope, headed away by Dynamo Dimbare. Chest control by the man from Eswatini. Knowledge Msona. Through ball to Timon Machope, is onside. Machope! Brilliant save by Hamonare. Corner kick to Scotland, the first one of the afternoon. Tendai. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper.
Knowledge Msona has been in the heart of these 2 last attempts, and you see how much experience he has. But you have to talk about Nari. No wonder Dynamos have him in between the posts. What a save, and what a way to keep the tie at equal. What a save, to be honest.
So far, Knowledge Msona with 2 defense splitting passes, opening up that Dynamo Zimbabwe defense. And Hamonari this time made sure that the scoreboard remained blank. Moffat. Dynamo finally cleared the danger. We're in the 12th minute here at Rufaro Stadium. Isaka Mahomet winning a throw in at the far side. Quickly taken to Pijam Dura. Kelvin Moyo. There is Msona. Looking for Timon Machope. Is he onside? Yes, chest control. Machope! Another brilliant save there by Hamonari. But looks like the offside flag was up. A busy afternoon for the second assistant referee there, Tafat Bangala Tendai.
It just shows you how Scotland want to play these balls quickly into the final third. And we talk about the chemistry between the Msona brothers. First was Knowledge, now it's Msona coming in from the left channel, just taking it over the defenders. But Nari again, despite being offside, fantastic goalkeeping.
An imposing figure in Hamonari. Remember, he was playing for Cape United last season and was battling out with the Ghanaian Stephen Odaikwaku. Moffat, Knowledge to Abubakar. Moffat is offside. Scotland showing the hunger. They need an early goal. It was Dynamo's first who threatened, but now it's Scotland all over. Knowledge Msona, Abubakar Moffat, Water Msona doing all the donkey work in midfield there tonight.
Well, Dynamos were caught snapping. They should not have allowed Abubakar Moffat to just run through the channel. And you could see the quick exchanges he made with Knowledge Msona. 3 consecutive offside. It means they want to play it quick, and sooner or later they're going to find the back of the net.
Cross inside the box. Well dealt with by Scotland. Good play by Water Msona to his brother. Water hits one man and is brought down by Magwaza. Yellow card by Hamonari. You should be careful. Knowledge Msona could not control his anger there. Very unnecessary.
Very unnecessary from Knowledge Msona, but you can think maybe it's emotions stepping in for his brother, who seemed to have been off the paces there, but quite unnecessary from the veteran player. Something you don't expect to see from him.
Yes, Knowledge Msona is an experienced player, having played in Europe, and he had released his brother who was going on a loose there, and Tendaishe Magwaza cynically brings down North Water Msona, and that is why Knowledge was angry, was furious, because his brother was breaking loose there and was stopped in his tracks, and Knowledge was not happy. And remember, Water Msona was nursing injuries and was a major concern for this fixture. I'm sure that is the main reason why Knowledge Msona was furious, but he should control his anger, and now he has been summoned by the referee Lawrence Zimondi.
It almost looks like he's going to get a yellow card himself as well. But talking about those injury concerns, remember they didn't play in the AFCON like you said, and since the season is about to start, you wouldn't want to see your best players get injured this early.
And I can see Lawrence Zimondi reading the riot act there to the 2 players involving the captain, Water Msona of Scotland. Knowledge is there. Witness Shawe is there. Tendaishe Magwaza is there. Shadrach Nyawa, the captain, is there. And Nyawa and Msona. Looks like the referee is taking down Knowledge Msona's name. Will he show him a yellow card? Looks like a verbal warning. No yellow card to Water Msona. He survived. And Dynamos fans are not happy. This is how it happened. Cynical challenge, very late challenge.
Deserving of a yellow card, of course.
Pijam Dura looking for Kelvin Moyo. This is Walter Msona. Peter Mdua turns the other way to find Kelvin Moyo. Long ball forward looking for Timon Machope. Tokozim Sebe. Looks like a handball there. And free kick awarded at a very, very dangerous position there. And maybe Abu Bakar Moffat will be favored there with his left foot. Because Knowledge would need maybe from the right side. And Walter will need a bit of range.
Wow, this is one thing that you have to talk about that separates any other great team. Scotland have wonderful set piece takers. Knowledge and Sona from distance, Walter from distance. And you can see it's now going to be Knowledge and Sona. I was going to try maybe to just go straight at ball.
Yeah, but it looks like I think he's going to whip it in and out swinger, trying to find the head of one of his players. As Peter Mdua has fingered forward Kelvin Moyo. Can they use the height of Timon Machope? The smiling assassin.
Just maybe.
Missed the last group game match for the Warriors through injury. Looks like he had recovered. And remember, Super Mario Marinica, the national team coach, is here. There comes Knowledge. Chest controls at the box. Crack and go! Find the back of the net. Scotland has taken the lead here. And it's Emmanuel Ziwacha, formerly of Simbabora, formerly of Dynamos, punishing his former paymasters. Remember, Emmanuel Ziwacha used to play for Dynamo Dimbare before crossing to Simbabora last season. And he had a stellar season which earned him a place on the calendar. And today, he's back at the Rufaro Stadium to punish his former paymasters. Scotland lead 1-0 Tendai.
A mistake you don't make in a team that has so many set piece takers. Knowledge Msona just delivering into the back of the net. Abu Bakar Moffat to just bring it back. The card finding Ziocha, who just then tucked it to the back of the net. But talk about the chest control from Kelvin Moyo. Beautiful piece of play. 1-0 Scotland, the defending Kasulaga Premier League champions. They lead Dynamos 0.
Yes, Amonare saw it very late. There was a forest of legs there. There it is. It was very late. Very late. There is Emmanuel Ziwacha with the priceless goal so far. Scotland lead 1-0. 2025 Castle Challenge Cup was won by Dynamo Dimbare. They trailed 1-0 again at the same goal, and it was Isha Anesumauchi with an opener for Simbabora. And Clive Mandive equalized for Dynamos later on. And the match went to a penalty shootout, and Dynamos prevailed with Abel Batizo converting the winning penalty. And today Dynamos threw again after 18 minutes. And on our board here, it's 19 minutes played, Tendai.
Wow, the only mistake that Dynamos managed to do is to allow Scotland to grow into the game. We saw that the moment they started getting imposed, Knowledge and Sona, Walter and Sona dropping into, started getting that composure and the confidence. And this has been their greatest mistake, allowing Mapira Vida to just get in track.
And we're talking about this Scotland FC lineup before the match. It's a very strong lineup on paper. Even the bench itself, it's a team on its own. And as you see there, Leroy Mavunga with a set piece. Can they replicate what Scotland did? Can they get a free kick as a result of a goal, as a result of this free kick? Leroy Mavunga for Dynamo Dimbare. Let's see if they can capitalize here. There it is at the back post. Headed back into play. Chance for Dynamo Dimbare. Blocked. Ziwacha. Watamsona looking for his brother Knowledge. All the way back to Amonare. Dynamo Dimbare. Losing possession unnecessarily. Looking for Knowledge. Header back to the goalkeeper. And he does well there because Knowledge was there. Amonare played Division 1 football 2 seasons ago, ZPC Wange, and transferred to Cape United last season. Started in goals for Cape United, lost his place to Ghanaian Stephen Odaikwaku, and after Cape United signed Wallace Mangalani from FC Platinum, he decided to cross the great divine, that is from Cape United to Dynamos. Emmanuel Zowacha, Machope offside.
Just looking into that earlier run of play where Walter Msona was looking for knowledge, Msona, wrong choice of pass there. He was equally onside and he just played it on the ground, decided to think it over and wasted an opportunity to add to the advantage.
Shot for Dynamos inside the box. Well defended by Scotland, but not quite clear. Play on side, the referee, no free kick. Simulation. He was outside the box on a yellow card, and now free kick to Scotland. And the fans already throwing missiles. This is very bad for our football. And there is the business tycoon in your picture there.
Well, it's too early to start witnessing this in our football. No need for missiles to be thrown. You'd understand. We also wanted to talk about how physical this Scotland side has become under Norman Mapesa. It's just under 22 minutes, but you can see how they are going in for those shoulder barges and they're winning almost all of them. And for Dynamos, it's one thing they haven't discovered, that you don't go shoulder to shoulder with this Scotland. But for the missile throwing, quite something that we are not expecting in this early exchanges.
We don't expect that. Only 22.5 minutes played here at Rufaro Stadium. Yes, it's 1-0 in favor of Scotland, but there I think the referee was quite right. There was no free kick to Dynamos, and Isaka Muhammad was brought down there, and they deserved the free kick there to Dinamo Dimbare. Tamil Machope brought the way back to Kelvin Moyo. Machope to Abubakar Moffat. Poor communication, Shadrach Nyawa capitalized. Good flicking ball there by Elton Pere. Chadie! What is stopped by Kelvin Moyo. Good block there tonight, and witness Sawe.
He has a very experienced centre-back, Kelvin Moyo, just anticipated that drawback, that coming in from the right side, and did so much well to just neutralize the danger. Good defending.
Good defending by the reigning soccer star of the year. Dynamos are not finished yet. Glancing header, missing the target here, but good response from Dynamos tonight.
Well, it all came after that miscommunication between Walter Msona and Abubakar Moffat on this left channel. Tried to play a quick 1-2, a give and go, and it was read quite well. Prompted a counter coming in from Dynamos, but what a good response, something that the crowd loves as well.
There was a cross there by Rire Mavunga. A glancing header there by Elton Gini, the man who replaced Jairus Kasondo. There's the cross once again. Glancing header. Nelson Chalka says, I'm watching. Peter Mdua. In for Isaka Muhammad. Back to Mdua. The Ghanaian in control now. And with Norman Mapesa, you know, he likes that passing game. And with the caliber of players he has at Scotland, definitely know that he will succeed with this passing game.
Oh, it's his trademark. It's one thing that is well known for. He has won almost 4 championships back-to-back playing this type of football, playing it from the back, patient enough in build-up, and he's a master of this game. And talking about the quality now as a Scotland, what more would you want if you are a ball-playing manager?
Exactly tonight, as you see what I'm saying. Tokozi Semsebe, Abubakar Moffat, Kelvin Moyo, Peter Mdua. Trying to build from the back here. This is Kelvin Moyo once again. Wotam Sona. Back to the goalkeeper, Nelson Charger. We haven't been tested yet, with about 26 minutes played here at Rufaro. Unlike his opposite number, Hamonare, has been tested twice, he succeeded, and the third time he was beaten. This is Walter Walemsona. Kelvin Moyo. Scotland dilly-dallying with the ball. Nelson Chajga. Looking for Knowledge Msona. This is Peter Mdiwa. Manozi Watcher. Knowledge Msona. Peter Abubakar Moffat. Walter Msona. Ziwacha. Walter Tatenda Msona now. Back to Kelvin Moyo. Dynamos chasing shadows here tonight.
Well, we wanted to talk about how they are very, very much composed, playing like they're leading by 6-0. This is the type of play that just gets the opposition tired, and they're doing it quite well, Scotland. Beautiful passing game.
Abubakar Moffat wins the ball. Knowledge to his brother. Back to Kelvin Moyo. What a pass there, and the offside flag was up again. Part of the VVIP dignitaries there in your picture. Dinamo Dimbare, can they find the equalizer, or can Scotland add on to the 1-0? One goal they've already scored through Emmanuel Zuwaj. Elton Gini makes sure that it doesn't go out for a goal kick, throw in rather to Scotland, making life very difficult to Isaka Mahomat. There is Norman Mapeza Mshinwe Majuzi, now in charge of Scotland FC. Yesterday, as you can see, Dinamo Dimbare all the way back to Hamonare.
Oh, it's the pressure. Scotland are not only good in attacking but in defending as well, and they do so much well in piling up the pressure.
Knowledge, Cameron Machope! Machope would have made it through there, but Hamanar was closing in on him. Could he have done better there tonight?
Wow, Nari was closing in faster, but just look at how Knowledge Msona found that iron of Timon Machope just too late, I believe. But whenever you see them playing in the final third, Walter, Knowledge, Timon Machope, you know some magic is going to be created. We would have seen the doubling off of the advantage. Enterprising play from these three experienced players.
Maybe looking at the replays again, and maybe Timon Machope should have gone for a diving header into the far post there because Hamonar was coming up.
Well, sometimes you think of your safety as a striker, you see the goalkeeper charging in, and you just end up playing what you didn't want to play initially.
Yeah, also considering that he missed the AFCON through injury. A goal poacher, a goal getter, Timon Machope, won the Golden Boot last season with 17 goals. Same number of goals as William Manondo the previous season. And Dynamos trying to build from the back, and they emulate Scotland all the way back to Hamonare, the goalkeeper. Hamonare, long ball forward looking for Magwaza, headed away by Twala Kwake, the men from Eswatini. There is the technical bench for Dinamo Dimbare. Free kick to Dinamo Dimbare. Lawrence Zimondi awarding a free kick to Dynamos. And they, this time, come up with a better delivery. Confirmation of the score there. Emmanuel Zoch after 18 minutes. The Castle Challenge Cup. Scotland FC leading Dinamo Dimbare by 1-0. Navira Wira taking on Chazunguza Inangozi, Dinamo Dimbare.
Tendai.
Well, 12 minutes later after that opening goal, and seems like Dynamos haven't found the right response. Now Kevin Moyo just awarding Dynamos a free kick after he manhandled the player almost close to the edge of the box. Can this be the right time for Dynamos to think of something? Remember, Scotland scored through a set piece. Can Dynamos respond in the same manner?
Let's wait and find out. That the big question. Can they find in the same manner? Nelson Charles organizing his war. 3-man war. And again, Florence Zimoni reading the riot act. I'm sure he's explaining the movement of the hands inside the box that you definitely penalize. There is on the wall the Tumsona brothers sandwiching the water. So Trevor Mavunga behind the free kick. There's also Batizo. Batizo straight charger. With team effort. That's the first shot on target for Dinamo Dimbara after 32 minutes.
Just shows you how disciplined Scotland are defensively. We were talking about our team is not just good going forward, but you can look at the defensive discipline coming from this team in all white. Something that you can see that Norman Mapeta is a hand on.
Abu Bakar Mufatani Nojimsona. Winten finds Zuocha. Cameron Machope! Off the upright posts! What a move by Scotland! And Hamon Nares saved by the upright post. He was beaten. There is the token in Machote. Good work there by Mavunga. Dinamo Dimbare on the charge. Cross inside the box. Chance for Shawa! Off the horizontal bar.
Upright to crossbar in quick succession. First it was Scotland under Timon Machope. Ziocha with the darting run on the right side. Played Machope through, hit the upright, and turned defense into quick counter. Dynamos on the left side. Beautiful cross into the box. Only had the goalkeeper to bid, but the crossbar was the enemy in this instance. We have a game now on our hands. Dynamos with the perfect response.
There it is, Shawe. Off the horizontal bar. When the goal was written all over the witness Shawe, formerly of Triangle FC. And this is the reason why Genesis Mangombe took him from Triangle. And Scotland there dicing with the dead inside the box. Some mid passing. Robbed of possession, Shadrack Nyawa. Dynamos again. Well done by Scotland. Abu Bakar Moffat. Watamsona. Open foot. Starts out. Correct call by Zimoni there.
Well, we almost called it here from the commentary country. Open foot, open starts. And Shari trying to plead his innocence, showing frustration. But if there was a man who was more frustrated than Timon Machope, Norman Mapesa was animated when the upright was hit, when Timon Machope could have scored that one. He's a man who wants things to go his way. And if they don't, we can see him very animated and very angry on the right.
Yes, Norman Mapesa, a believer of the person. Knowledge him, Sona! Almost robbing the Dinamo Dimbare defender there, Clive Mandive. No, it's actually Trevor Mavunga. The man they call Yaya was robbed of the ball by Knowledge Msona. There is Knowledge, this smiling assassin.
Was caught napping the allowed Knowledge Msona to just come inside.
Mavunga. Shawe. He's calling for the ball. Good ball. Headed away by Victor Genley, Scotland defender. Nice play by Dinamo Dimbare. Unfortunately, it was out for a goal kick here. Dynamos are responding, but Scotland continue threatening.
Or you could see that there were so many empty pockets in midfield that allowed Dynamos to just take over, running on the right side. And you could see that Mavunga was disappointed when his winger could not just make the line inside, but Scotland altogether fearing any form of attack that Dynamos is throwing at them. Quality in defense, quality in attack.
Abubakar Mofat does well to find Moyo. Sona to Msona. Back to Msona. But the Mandive is first to it. Back to Hamon Nare. Long ball by the Chokeng goalkeeper. And the man from Eswatini does well. Abubakar Mofat is calling for a free kick on Tokozim Sebe. Shadrack Nyawa from range of target. Dynamos trying to respond before the half-time. We have about 9 minutes before the Oranges. There is the man with the captain Sam Bend, Shadrack Nyawa. He was acquired from Blue Chiefs. And is now an imposing figure in that midfield department for Dinamo Dimbare. Clive, what a response from Dinamo Dimbare.
When you see your defensive midfielder taking shots from quite a long distance, it means penetrating the final third has been difficult, and this is what you then resort to, just taking shots from distance. Dynamos understand how compact the Scotland defense is, and no wonder it has been difficult for them.
And some had signs of desperation. Nelson Charger. Some clever work there. This is impressive. Tokozim Sebe finding Abubakar Mofat. Ziwocha threading it through, some good defending. Sona! Pesky goalkeeper. Brilliant by Hamon Nare.
You would have thought Simon Machope was going to go alone. Why did he look for that pass? Maybe too many touches in that final third. He was also clear on goal. No need to play his captain. That's why the angle was narrowed by Nare. Good goalkeeping despite lead trade by
Nare.
Yeah.
He was so clinical and also made sure that he avoids a penalty, because if you miss the ball and you catch the man there, definitely the referee will award a penalty. But like you're saying, at times as a center striker, you need to be selfish.
You need to be selfish, and Simon Machope was not selfish at all. It doesn't give him any points if he continues to play like this. And extra selfish, score a goal, pass when it's necessary.
Nyawa finds Yaya. Pio at the center of the park, looking for Shadrack Nyawa. Pio recovers. Nyawa. Free kick to Dinamo Dimbare. About 1.5 meters from the center circle. This is part of the crowd here. Those are Dinamo Dimbare supporters, as you can see by the replica jerseys.
Isaka Mohammed has been disciplined on that right back position. Maybe it's because he's playing against people he knows very well.
Yes, and you know, with Lumen Mapeza, if you mess up, you know that you might find yourself rotting on the bench. And considering that strong bench, Mlilo, the man from Eswatini makes you not quite here. Shawe, Mlilo, former of Yada, Shadrack Nyawa. Some nice build up here. Catch for Dinamo Dimbare! Goal! Offside!
Wow! You cannot believe it. Beautiful run of play for the first time in 39 minutes, and it ends up with a flag being raised for Dynamos. Quality, quick gives and goes. Disappointing that this was ruled out.
Laxon Mara with the flag that denies Dynamos the equalizer. With 5.25 minutes before the breather. Nelson Charger relieved. He was beaten clean there. Was it Elton Gini? Would find his way past Nelson Charger and rolling the ball into the empty net. Free kick to Dinamo Dimbare. Isaka Muhammad, the former Dynamos defender, the Ghanaian. The 80s. Elton Gini past the goalkeeper into the empty net. Not the best angle to see it, was offside or not very tight call there.
Very, very tight. But commentators' case, they remember moments ago we were talking about Isaka Muhammad being very disciplined, and the ball comes his way. He concedes a free kick. But what a game here at Rufaro Stadium.
The pipe opener to the 2026 season. Living to its billing here. Leroy Mavunga behind the old dead balls here for Dynamo Dimbare. Can they find the elusive equalizer with 4 minutes to go? There is the delivery. Chajga spilling it, corner kick to Dynamo Dimbare.
Heavy moments for Scotland. The first time they've been called to answer in a very long time. I think it also goes down to casualty. They've been a little bit of complacency coming from them in defense as well. They take things casually and they might as well be punished if they are not smart in how they quickly play the ball out of the penalty box.
There is the corner kick headed away by Scotland. Nelson Chaga makes sure, claiming the ball from the head of Mulilo. Mandalay Kosi Mulilo, former of Yada. And remember, Yada FC was relegated from the Premiership last season and looks like it's now defunct. Kelvin Moyo, crowned soccer star of the year last season after a stellar performance. Tokosi Msebe, Emmanuel Zoja back to Peter Mdua, Isaka Muhammad, Mdua, former captain of Highlanders, Iboso, and Dynamo Dimbare with the warm-up match in the Dynamos GD Challenge Cup at Babafield Stadium, going down 1-0 to Highlanders. Also played some 2 friendly matches at Vengere Stadium, losing 1-0 in the final game. Machope has broken loose. Nola Jimsona is there. Machope! 2-0. Scotland FC are cruising here. There is Machope. Look at the celebration tonight.
Defender was caught napping again for the 3rd time in a row. Allowed Timon Machope to just sneak the ball to the right side. And you know how deadly he is when you put it on his favorite right side. Had to just stuck it to the back of the corner. Left footed.
There is Mudua. Long ball forward there. And the defender was sleeping there. That is Trevor Mavunga. And you can't give such a chance to Machope. Bearing it beyond Amonare. There's nothing Amonare could do there.
Well, there seems to be an altercation between the centre ref and Wotamsona. Maybe something about the celebration, the corner flag. He was just getting a talking to. No yellow cards shown, but Trevor Mavunga really disappointing first half for the defender. 3 times he's been caught slipping, and probably the reason why Scotland are leading by 2-0 now.
Yes, Machope was neat, but I think he could have defended better there. That is clumsy defending from Trevor Mavunga, the man they call Yaya. And remember, Trevor Mavunga scoring a goal at Babafield Stadium. It was harshly ruled out by the referee. Bash was the match official in that match. Isaka Muhammad might be in trouble with the match official here, and the referee is going for his top pocket. Should be a yellow card. There is the yellow card to Isaka Muhammad, the former Dynamo Dimbare centre back, the Ghanaian import.
Yo, it just shows you how much pressure Dynamos is now playing on that left side, which is his right defending channel. He was warned too many times and now he's received a yellow card. But it's also good that we're heading into the half-time break. It gives the defending team, which has been Scotland in this last instances, a chance to catch a breather, regroup, get a talking to from Norman Mapesa, and come back from the second half stronger.
And now set pitches juicy, being shifted to Anotulaisha Magwaza. Good header on target by Mavunga. And Chajga, the body's up, only 1 minute to be added on tonight.
Well, we haven't seen any stoppages apart from that yellow card from that was given when Wotamsona was brought down on the ground. That was only maybe the lengthy stoppage we saw in the entire first half. So the only 1 minute is justified in regards to added minutes in this first half.
I agree with you there. That was the only stoppage we experienced in the entire half. Breathtaking football here being displayed at Rufaro Stadium. Chance for Elton Gini. A bit hesitant charge.
Clumsy ball from Knowledge Msona there.
Mavunga Trevor. Anatudaishe Batizo. Witness Shawe. Mlilo. He wanted to chest it in the path of Nyawa. It should be Clive Mandivey.
Same skill coming in from Isaka Mohammed to just beat the markers.
Another speeding pass. Sona to Machope! Off the upright. The woodwork denying Machope again, and Lawrence Zimoni says it's all over. The first half has been brought to an end. Devastated Machope there. Could have banged a hat-trick in the first half, but only one goal to his credit, and Knowledge Msona is comforting the dog-dangling striker. Your thoughts and summation of the first half, Tendai Israel?
A disappointed figure in Norman Mapesa, who leaves the pitch earlier than anyone else. But maybe Walter Msona would have gone for the goal alone. But it shows you the quality when you want your striker to score, and he ended up hitting the upright again. But beautiful play altogether. 2-0, we go into the half-time break. Scotland lead by 2-0. Dynamos are left with the trailing job. We go for the half-time break. It's been a pleasure giving you the first 45.
Thank you very much, Israel. And as we prepare to go down pitch side, where legendary CNN Charles Mambika is waiting for us with Chief Justice Majavi and Joseph Ngani, the man from the COP. There is confirmation of the score, and 2-0 in favor of Scotland. Emmanuel George after 18 minutes. Timon Machope after 42 minutes. Could have bagged a hat-trick, 2 off the upright post, and quite a number of missed chances here. So Scotland dominating and over riding Dinamo Dimbare. So 2-0 at half the break here at Rufaro Stadium. What a match you are witnessing. Charles Mabika is waiting for us, and we wait for the communication to cross over to him and team for the halftime analysis. Now I'm communicating here with the floor manager, Bevan Shinurai, one of the executive producers. Over to you, CNN, Charles Mabika.
Half-time at Rufaro Stadium, Muno Mumbiles and the defending champions of the league, Maviravira, Scotland, seem to be running away with it. They lead by 2-0, as you saw. 2 well-executed goals. The first one coming from Emmanuel Ziwocha and Toro Timon Machope, giving Harmony Nare no chance at all. Remember, if you were with us from the top of the show, the 2 expert analysts that I have here, Jose Nkani, the Liverpool man, focused 2-1 for Scotland. And the Dynamos and Manchester United men, Chief Justice Majavi headed 2-1 for Dimbare. And halftime 2-0. I'll start with you, Jose. Your reflections of the first half.
Yeah, what an interesting high-tempo first half. I think we saw a game that's first 10-15 minutes belonged to Dynamos. Dynamos had their presence, but they did not finish Scotland. They did not bother really Nelson Chaja in goal for Scotland. But on the other hand, when Scotland finally settled themselves in the game, they came in up front and then eventually got themselves a goal. What we've seen so far, Dynamos need to come back into this game. Yep. They don't need to be disheartened. They are 2 goals down, but they also have a chance. But kudos to Scotland, they are doing well, they are in charge, they are controlling the game. Yep. And in fact, Dynamo survived no less than 3 goals from Scotland. Timon Machope hitting the post twice late in the first half. So Scotland are in charge, but still Dynamo, if they can get a goal, I think there will be a game in our hands.
Oh, really? Yeah. Like Jose said, the first 15 minutes belonged to Dimbare. And then, as we know how Mapesa's teams always play, they took charge and they're faster to the ball, and it was that system until halftime. As you saw for yourself, it's gonna be an uphill battle for Dimbare to come back, but we have seen Dimbare before. It can be done. Chief Justice Majavi's reflections of the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, earlier on, I thought Dynamos are in the game with a very good start, keeping the ball, going with, bringing the ball here and there. But the mistake they made is allowing Scotland to settle. They are really strong in midfield, where there's Abubakar Zuocha, who is dropping from the midfield, where there's also Knowledge Msona, who's more intelligent and is making the difference because of his runs. And the way he is receiving is always positive. But the thing now with Dynamos is they need to shift the focus, make sure there is proper cover in front of Nyawa, because Nyawa is dropping just behind, playing along Knowledge Msona. But there's one who is dropping in, who's Ziocha. He's giving in some trouble, especially in midfield. You look in the areas where the game is more likely to be played, where they are playing more often with the exchange of the passes. But I think the setup.
Two p.m. we are seeing people now coming in, and in the big crowd, of course, we've got Scotland owner, that's the Honourable Pedzisai Scott Sakupanya, accompanied by Scotland, one of Scotland's benefactors, and of course Highlanders benefactor, Sir Wicknell Chivayo, and the Warriors head coach is here, the Super Mario Marinika. So is the Dynamos board chairman, Magitare Bernard Lusengo. So it's quite a colorful crowd here we have, Jose. And listen, the two teams have not disappointed. We've watched 45 minutes of non-stop action.
I mean, the crowd here is watching what they deserve. This game has been giving us all the glamour, the glitz, the excitement, the size, disappointments here and there. But I think the crowd has come in. If we are going to go like this throughout the entire season, I think this is going to be a good season for us, for the fans, even those watching at home. This is actually a crowd puller. If you look at the crowd, the terraces are filled with both colors. There's blues, there's whites, and there's the reds. And even from within the crowd in the VIP, we also the Minister of Defense, Mai Opa Mshimburi Kashiri. She's also part of the crowd, as well as Rick Ross. She is also part of the crowd. So that shows you the attraction this feature has brought us. It has attracted all and sundry, and even the young, the old, the ladies. Definitely, this is a good afternoon outing for anyone, and even for the families. So, and even the game itself, it has given us that action that people come in to watch at a football stadium.
Yep. And if these are signs of 2026, like I said, let's twist again because it's so exciting. So, what does Dynamos do? What do Dynamos do in the second half? Let's find out from a very disappointed now man, Chief Justice Majab.
I think for Kaka, it's not that bad. The team setup is not that bad. But only that the reaction and physical fitness is lacking in the team. You just need to add numbers up front. Scotland are relying on Machope, who's alone. Then the two are dropping in midfield. You make sure you have got one who's picking, the one who's dropping. There's what is on the left. He's doing nothing. He's marking nobody. The game is played on the left side where there's the Msonas and Machope. But more often, there is nothing which is happening on the right side of Scotland. So what is he doing? He should tuck in inside and help in midfield. Also going forward, Leroy is doing very well. He just needs someone who, whenever he comes inside, he goes behind, bring in a cross. Also up front in the center, Gini is not getting clean balls. All the balls which are coming is either a high ball or a difficult ball. So sometimes try to use, he's got pace, so try to use the strength of his ability. Put it behind. There is Kevin Moyo and Muduwa. They are not the quickest defenders ever, but what happens is, especially whenever they are receiving the ball, he's receiving facing his goal. It's easy for them. So it's possible now he brings in someone who is more creative, going forward, bring in Guatizo to tuck in, especially the Guatizo on the left. He should tuck in midfield. There's nothing he is doing. I'm impressed by Pio. He does a lot. He does a lot. He runs all over. Only that he needs someone who complements, get the ball, pass the shortest pass, so that he can release. Because he is not good in passing, but the moment he receives the ball, when he wins the ball, he needs someone who is supportive, very close, giving the ball so that we go forward earlier.
I want to stay with you, Chief Justice. Mr. Perfect Chikwende is on the bench. Do you think now is the right time to bring him on straight after the interval?
Yeah. I think it's the right time, because you need someone who can carry the ball going forward. You know, taking the ball to the third half is more important right now, because you are dealing with two centre backs for Scotland who are slow, but they are scared when they're running backwards. So you need someone who can come in, take the ball, go forward. Mulilo is not bad, but I think he needs also to change on Mulilo. That's where there is more of a problem in terms of receiving the ball, going forward, supporting the top man who is alone always.
Jose, are we likely to see more goals from this fired up Mapira side?
I mean, more goals are coming. I think I underpredicted the 2 goals that I gave to Scotland. Because if you look at
now you want to make it 5.
like what Liverpool did yesterday to West Ham.
I'm trying to say live.
Why so CNN? If you look at the number of times Scotland have been able to pierce through the Dynamos defense, for me it's a bit worrying if I were from a Dynamos camp. Because Dynamos, Scotland, they've been more clinical. Look at Timon Machope, look at Knowledge Musona, look at Walter Msona, and then Emmanuel Zocha on the other side. For me, that's a bee-stinging attack from Scotland. So what I think probably Coach Norman Mapesa will be telling his charges at halftime is, guys, make the right decisions. Don't rush your play. If you look at the type of attackers that are in Scotland, they are ball players. These are players who are comfortable with the ball. They want to show off, maybe bordering on arrogance or showboating, but there are people who are comfortable with the ball. They can do what they want. If you look at the way they pierce the Dynamos defense, for me, more goals can still come. But if only Scotland players could be more composed. Another element that I saw from the Scotland side is that they are becoming more and more elaborate. They are exchanging one too many passes. In the box, which for me then Dynamos to recover. So if Scotland can be more ruthless and more decisive and maybe cut one more pass, they can get more goals. So the 2 goals that Scotland have for now may seem to be like an appetizer.
Right, an appetizer. Well, but don't forget, the last time that these two met in a league encounter, Scotland had been in front, but in the end, it finished 3-2. The winner from Dynamos coming from Denver Mukamba. Of course, he's no longer around at Dynamos. He's now training with FC Hunters, the new team in the Premiership. That's Denver Mukamba. So can Dynamos change it around? But like I said, this looks like it's going to be an uphill task. Just like it was an uphill task in the end for our mighty warriors, the Zimbabwe Girl Child. They fell to Shipolo Polo of Zambia in the 3rd place playoff. They fell by 3-1. Of course, the final taking place now between South Africa and Namibia. That's the COSAFA Women's Championship happening in Polokwane. But here at Rufaro Stadium, is still game on, or is it, Chief Justice, still game on?
Somehow, you know, 2 goals have been scored, but they're missing a lot of chances, which is not all right for me. I think they need to just put in some goals if they are to kill Dynamos. But now you never know in the second half. They've got Jairos also on the bench. They also have got Mtasa on the bench. They might change something, especially in the line of defense. That's where they have problems. Line of defense and the central midfield, they have some problems. You can see from the highlights. Yep, it's always the ball behind. It's always the ball behind defense. That is more dangerous. Look here, I think Mavunga is not comfortable in that position, especially when you're marking someone who's very forceful like Machope. He's always running as well. So it's difficult for him to contain him. You need a natural defender. Maybe try Collins Mujuru, bring in, stay in front so that he is comfortable. Then push it, maybe Mavunga inside in midfield. It might give them a little bit of some strength.
Well, we'll have to wait and find out. The big question is, can Dynamo Dimbare come back like they did last time to win 3-2 against the same opponents? But like I said, it looks like an uphill task because straight after Dynamos had taken control after 15 minutes, it was Scotland all the way. So, what happens in the second half? I know you're not going anywhere. You're staying with us here, Kumbiles, at Rufaro Stadium. It's Scotland who lead Dynamos by 2-0. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Welcome back to the second half here at Rufaro Stadium. Scotland FC leading by 2-0 in the Castle Challenge Cup 2026, a brand new trophy has been brought here and it will be won this afternoon here at the ceremony home of football. Scotland in all white, Dynamos in all blue, Emmanuel George and Timon Machope, the 2 goal scorers. Both players have played for Simba Bora. It was a nice stadium, the home of Simba Bora. And now they are trading at FC Scotland. So tonight, can Dynamos come back into this match, trailing by 2-0? 2 of the uprights, and also Dynamos had an effort of the horizontal bar that was from Witness Shawe, and a substitute has been made here. That is Trevor Mavunga has been substituted, and in comes Colin Mujuru. Colin Mujuru is coming back.
So Trevor Mavunga comes off, and Mujuru takes his place, trying to solidify that defense. It has been leaking. We saw it in the first 45, but you also question of whether can they come back. They are playing against a very solid side, that is Scotland, a team that can attack quite well and defend quite well. All they need to do is just turn up the speed, and maybe we could see them get a few goals back.
I think credit should go to Kaka there. I think he discovered one of their weaknesses in defense there. Trevor Mavunga was leaking like a sieve. So in comes Colin Mujuru, former of Green Fuel. Nelson Charga, mix up there in defense, and Charga makes amends. A bit too casual there from the back, and they almost got punished in the very first minute of the second half. So if you've just joined us, it's Scotland leading by 2-0 in all white, Dynamos in all blue, and Scotland are now attacking the Mbare end, and Dynamos attacking the city end.
For that earlier incident, we saw them playing from the back again, something that we did mention at the closing stages of the first half. A bit of complacency and casual play coming in from Scotland. But maybe these are the type of games you want to make those errors so that when you get into the entire season, you now know what to do and what not to do.
Exactly, Tendai. Let's see if Dynamos can produce a miracle here. Can they pull off a miracle and come back into the match, or maybe forces into extra time, headed away by Scotland? Knowledge Msona looking for Emmanuel Zuocha. Timon Machope. Oh, skillful from Machope, but this time can't get past Colin Mujuru. The man has just been introduced by Kaka, the man from Eswatini, that is it, Kwala Kwake. Has the ball to safety. Throw into Dynamo Dimbare all the way back to Hamon Nare. A bit hesitant, Colin Mujuru was calling for it. Back to Nare. Long ball forward. Looking for witness Shawe. What a ball. Good defending there by Shadrach Nyawa. Emmanuel Zuocha. What can he do inside the box? Good ball there to Leroy Mavunga. Breaking loose inside the box. Poor first touch. And Scotland recovers. Machope is offside, so he doesn't attempt to go for it. Colin Mujuru leaves it to Hamonare. Now Colin Mujuru. You want to say something, Jendai?
Well, Scotland were drawn in quite easily there. You could see that this is the run of play that Dynamos were trying to go to. Draw on a player from the left channel who was left open. And I think Ziocha there was just a little bit casual in trying to build his marker. But on top of Collins Mujuru, he has been phenomenal since being introduced. This is the type of defender they were missing in that back line for Dynamos.
I think Kaka there doing the correct thing in bringing out Yaya, the middle court Trevor Mavunga. It was culpable for the second goal that was scored by Table Machope. In quite a number of times, the Scotland attackers were getting past him quite easily. Nelson Charles got to Peter Mdua. Looking for Knowledge Msona. The smiling assassin back to the goalkeeper. This is now Peter Mdua, long ball forward looking for Emmanuel Zuocha. Well dealt with by Mulilo. Msona, Abubakar Moffat to Tatenda Msona. Moffat back to Kelvin Moyo. And my apologies, but I said Kelvin Moyo was soccer star there. He was the first runner-up. Soccer star was Washington Navaya. He was playing for Tail 1 and now he's moved to Hard Rock. He was also the top goal scorer, 17 goals, washed up. Well cleared by Isaka Muhammad. Throw into Dinamo Jimbare. To be taken by Arnold Daiche Gwatizo. I'm not sure if he's ready to Abdul Gwatizo, was also playing left back position for Dinamo Jimbare last season. Mlilo. Cross inside the box, headed away by Kelvin Moyo. Tebani Machope. Chokozi Msebe. Watamsona back to Kelvin Moyo.
It's a very unusual setup coming in from Dynamos. They're not pressing high. They're allowing Scotland to slop the ball around, almost sitting deep, allowing them to make a mistake and then hit them on a break. Sometimes, if you allow them to do that for long, you end up marking the whole game.
Watamsona was looking for Teman Machope. Looks like there's an improvement in defense when they introduced Colin Mujuru. The man who was playing for Greenfield last season. This is Jomo Pio. Dinamo Dimbare trailing by 2 goals to 0 here at the Rufaro Stadium in the Castle Challenge Cup 2026. Leroy Mavunga slips on the ball. It looks like it's a throw into Scotland to be taken by Isaka Muhammad, the Ghanaian defender. Was more comfortable in playing at centre back. Emmanuel Zuocha. Kelvin Moyo is looking for Twala Kwake. Knowledge Msona. Twala Kwake, the left back. Looking for support. Finds it in the form of Watamsona to brother Knowledge. Some neat exchange of passes from Scotland. Bitam Dua. Knowledge Msona. Sebe was calling for it, but Mdua takes his time to Emmanuel Zuocha. It was the second run-up. Soccer Stars calendar. Knowledge. Back to Kelvin. Peter Mdua. Isaka Mahomet. Couldn't control it, throwing to Dynamo Timbare. Anotidaishi Gwatizo. Shadrack Nyawa. Mlilo. Finds Clive Mandivey. Good ball inside the box. What dealt with the Scotland by the Scotland defense. Clive Mandivey. Pio. Watamson to the wrong man. Dynamo Timbare. Can they pull one back? Throw into Scotland FC. Some poor decision making there from some of the players on the pitch there tonight.
Well, you can see that Dynamos have been coming back into the game quite slowly. They're just knocking the ball around, trying to get a little bit of confidence. It's something that has been lacking from the entire game, but now you can see playing on the wide channels, and a very bad decision in the end. They've kept the ball quite well, but a bad decision just throws it away.
Nalajimson all the way back to Kelvin Moyo. Abubakar Moffat. Watamsona. Oh, nice play by Abubakar Moffat, finding Kelvin Moyo. Watamsona. To position himself to Nalajimsona. Knowledge looking for Emmanuel Ziwocha.
Exceptional play there from Scotland Football Club. You can see the way they are knocking the ball around. Composure. That's the quality that we were talking about in the first half. That it would be a dream for any manager to have such a star-studded team. And also looking at the players that are yet to be introduced. You talk of your Matthew Stewart, your Kama Billiard, your Albert Manenge. Imagine the moment they're going to be introduced. But from what we're seeing now, it's just quality overload.
There's also Kingsley Mureremba, Moses Shidolo, Isaka Gurirat. A very strong bench, FC Scotland. Abubakar Moffat to Peter Mdua. Moffat, Christian Tens, looking for support. Couldn't get past Anotidaishi Gwatizo. Throw into FC Scotland. Scoreboard still is 2-0 in favor of Scotland. Throw in all the way back to Peter Mdua. Tokozi Semsebe. Twala Kwake. Knowledge Msona. Msebe to Msona. This is smiling assassin back to Kelvin Moyo. It is all the way back to Nelson Charga. Tokozi Semsebe. Kelvin Moyo. Watamsona. Back to Charga.
I think Noben Mapeza likes what he's seeing on the field of play here. Scotland are not rushing him, but this is pre-season. They have the 2-goal lead, so they'll, even Watamsona is telling his teammates to just tone down the tempo. No need to be rushing. They have the game under control. Exactly playing to their plan.
Some neat exchange of passes here by Scotland. Displaying some beautiful football. The goalkeeper getting involved in the exchanges too. This is now Kelvin Moyo. Abubakar Moffat. Playing himself in some trouble. But Msebe is there. Keeping possession to Moffat. Kelvin Moyo. Looking for Watamsona. Scotland are on the break. To Knowledge Msona. Oh, was trying to find Ziwocha there, but he overcooked his pass. A no-look pass like.
He was just trying to show you the quality that he brings into something like this. But, Willie, let's just talk about the build-up. The plan here from Scotland is they knock the ball so many times, they draw you in, you are caught losing concentration, and on the break you could see it was a 4v2. Walton Sona was there, Ziocha was there, Machope and Knowledge. If they continue doing this, they could score even 3 or more, and it's a working technique in progress.
Mulilo, dangerous ball! Blocked. By Kelvin Moy once again. This is Knowledge Msona. I'm sure would have been put offside there had he gone for that ball from his brother Knowledge. So can Dimbare pull off a miracle here and level the scores? Or maybe we force the match into extra time. Knowledge is not happy. He must be careful with the referee. Remember, he had a talking to with the referee in the first half. Good handshake between Knowledge Msona and Shadrack Nyawa. The kick to Dynamo Dimbare.
Well, even if you are a legend of the game, a veteran of the game, Knowledge Msona, you still have to adhere to certain rules. And it's good that in the end it was a good shake-off between the two quality players.
Mandela Nkosi Mulilo has been substituted, and Moses Demera to come in for Dynamo Dimbare. Also Inacio Perezo will replace Witness Shawe. And it was Inacio Perezo's spectacular goal at Gibbo Stadium that have Dynamos playing this match, the Castle Challenge Cup. Otherwise, they did not done that, maybe it was going to be triangle. And what a goal it was at Gibbo Stadium.
You'd like to think that Dynamos have become the cup team. Whenever there's a cup involved, you are most certain they are going to be winning it, as most would have thought coming into this Castle Challenge. They sometimes perform poorly in the league season, but when there's a cup at hand, they do perform well, they do wonders.
Corner kick to Dynamo Dimbare, the first one of the second half. We're in the 60th minute, almost an hour played here at Rufaro Stadium. Part of the crowd here painting themselves, the supporters. They do everything to attract attention. Corner kick right inside the box, headed away by Scotland. Pio. Can they come up with a delivery? First time shot. Didn't catch it quite cleanly, and easy job for Nelson Charga. We'll be hoping to keep a clean sheet. Abubakar Moffat looking for Twala Kwake. Walton Sona. Oh, good skill there. His brother Knowledge. Looking for Emmanuel Ziwocha. Someone to Cameron Machope. Free kick to Scotland. And Dynamos are not happy. Colin Mjuru thinks he won the ball here cleanly, but not according to Lawrence Zimondi. Second look. Yes, I think the challenge was on Machope there by Colin Mjuru. He didn't win the ball at all.
Foul. Now it's a very dangerous position considering they do have good set piece takers. We were talking about that first half. You can decide to go for the left footer, that is Abubakar Moffat, Walton Sona maybe from distance, Knowledge from distance as well. So it's very, very dangerous position to consider free kick.
Confirmation of the scoreline, 2-0 in favor of Scotland. Emmanuel Ziwocha and Cameron Machope. I could see that Kala Kwake, the man from Eswatini, former of Singizini, Hotspurs, is also fencing his chances. There is Kaka in your picture. Genesis Mangombe. There is the first goal. Emmanuel Ziwocha with that strike. Bottom corner. Beating Amonaro systems out. That was to make it 1-0 by Emmanuel Ziwocha. And the second goal, Timon Machope. That's the area of view. And the celebration says it all. I remember Shingi Kawundera scoring a spectacular goal away in Algeria. And after the Algerian fans had racially abused us before the game, calling us monkeys, Shigi Kaundra celebrated that way. So now we see a veteran, Taman Machope calls it a day, and Kamaudino, Kamabiliat comes in. So it's now interesting to see who is going to play as a lone striker there. Is it going to be Kama? He's not used to that. He's used to come from the wings or from just behind the strikers.
But remember his last season at Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa, he was almost playing as a shadow striker. Sometimes just...
That's Machope's goal.
Machope, exceptional. The technique, trying to beat the goalkeeper with pace as well.
That's Trevor Mavunga, culpable there. There's long ball for Peter Mdua. Sure, the substitution was injured inspired or maybe just a precautionary one.
Of course.
As you can see, Twala Kwake, Knowledge Msona, Water Msona, all behind the set piece. Confirmation of the substitutes on the top of your screens.
Yellow card to be given to Water Msona for time wasting, I believe.
Yes, Water Msona, yellow card for time wasting. So they hadn't decided who's going to take the free kick. And they're protesting with Laurent Zimondi, who has given a good account of himself today. Laurent Zimondi has been handling this match quite well with an iron fist.
Doesn't look like Water Msona is going to be part of the proceedings. Maybe it's a set-piece routine.
Was straight from the training ground but didn't come quite well. Abu Bakar Moffat all the way back to Peter Mdua. Mdua is looking for Water Msona but not quite. Hanot Daishe, Batizo, but Leroy Mavunga couldn't keep it in play. Throw into Scotland.
It's good, they're trying to add some variations in their set pieces as well. At that work, maybe we could be talking about sometimes the best goal of the decades, maybe.
First touch for Kamabiliat, Emmanuel Zuoja. Throw into Dinamo Dimbare, calling him Juru. Anotudaishe Gwatizo with a throw in for Dinamo Dimbare, poorly taken. Oh, what a bad ball there by the Dynamos defense. But Nyawa makes sure. Pio. Oh, Inacio Perez to give a feel of the ball. Throwing to FC Scotland. All the way back to Kelvin Moyo. Looking for Nelson Chalka, the goalkeeper. Tokozis himself to Peter Mdua. There's himself once again. Isaka Mahomet keeps it in play. Manuel Zuocha. Abu Bakar Moffat. Scribing Yeseko. Looking for Knowledge Msona. Kwake. To Knowledge Msona. Dummies it to Msebe. Zuocha. Finds Water. 3-0. Good display by Scotland FC. And surely the new trophy is theirs. Look at the celebration. Tendai.
Fantastic play coming in from Scotland. You could see the three-man we've been talking about. We've been involved in the first half. And talk about the silent hero, Abu Bakar Moffat, commanding that central area. Ziocha finding the captain. Fantastic strike, near post, makes it 3. Brilliant football. Only the best here at Rufaro Stadium. Scotland 3, Dynamos 0.
And in as much as Amon Nare was good in the first half, I don't normally allow the goalkeeper to be beaten at his near post. I'm sure the worst result we should get there is the corner kick. Not taking anything away from Sona. That was a full-blooded shot. But I still think Amonare could have done better there tonight.
Wow, he's a fantastic ball striker. Remember his goal against Nigeria. Imagine if he could score from that distance. What more when he's in the penalty box?
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper was expecting that he'll go for the far post.
Of course.
And then his intelligence tells him that the near post is exposed. Calling him Juru, the man who had steadied the Dynamos defense. But now finally they've been breached. Emmanuel Zocha penalized by the referee of a foul on Teomo Pio. Nyawa took it too quickly, not according to the liking of Lawrence Zimondi, the center referee this afternoon. Looks like Isaka Muhammad is pulled a muscle. And he's showing it to the technical bench. Maybe he needs some treatment or substitution, I think. If he's to substitute, who might come in for Scotland FC, considering the bench got Nos Murwira.
While he's also on the touchline, Gordon Rose Murwira together with Panashim Timbanyoka, a double substitution on the waiting for Scotland Football Club. You were right in regards to who might be replacing him.
As you all know, that Gordon Rose Murwira, a natural right back. Danger for Scotland. They should score here. Brilliant save by Chalka, but the flag is up.
What a dive to keep that out for a man who hasn't seen so much action in this second 45.
And one Scotland player is lying down injured. There should be Emmanuel Zoja, the goal scorer. Is it Peter Mdua or Emmanuel Zoja? So Isaka Muhammad calls it a day, and Panashem Timbanyoka.
I think it's an injury substitution, especially for Mohamed Isak. The last time the ball was played through on the right channel, he ended up holding his thigh. I think something wrong with his thigh.
Also Emmanuel Zoja calling it a day, and it's Peter Mdua who is lying down injured and receiving treatment inside the penalty box. So Emmanuel Zoja and Isaka Muhammad have been substituted here, double substitution by Norman Mapeza, Mshinema Juzi. And one interesting name to name on that Scotland technical bench is the manager, Peter Ndwabutuguzonge.
A team manager. Experience.
A great warrior during his days. I'm sure when he was kept for the 100th time for the Warriors, it was here at Rufaro Stadium against Morocco in a match which ended 1-1. Morocco scoring as early as the 5th minute, and we equalized through a deflected free kick by Ezrom Nyandoro.
Fantastic footballers of their time. Also the youngest soccer star of the year, Peter Ndlovu. Just at the age of 17, he was already making waves in Zimbabwe.
Yes, the first ever player, African player, to play in the English Premiership in the EPL. Timbanyoka straight into action. Knowledge him. Sola! Almost Kamabida there, producing something skillful. Could have been a fourth goal there. Confirmation of the substitution.
Kamabili had just wanted to flick it in after that ferocious low-driven cross from Knowledge Msona. And we were talking about the likes of Peter Ndlovu, a debate that rose up some time back about who has had the most impact in terms of being a warrior, Peter Ndlovu or Knowledge Msona. And I think there's always going to be a debate that can never be resolved when we talk about those two.
But you ask me any day, I'll tell you that is Peter Ndlovu. Yes, Knowledge Msona have been a shining star, a beacon in that warrior setup. There's the substitute, Moses Demera, finding Inacio Perezo. High ball inside the box, claimed by Jajga. Very easy and a routine catch for Nelson Jajga. Playing it from the back. They've been doing this all afternoon. That is Scotland FC. leading comfortably by 3 goals to 0. Mandivei, Moses Demera. Can Dynamos produce something here? Can they reduce the areas? Inesio Pereso. There is the little magician. Oh, desperate Dynamo Dimbare.
Wow, the mascot for Scotland. It's exciting how they are bringing in a little bit of play into how the game is played on and off the pitch. And
Elton Gini has been substituted here to be replaced by Perfect Chikwende, formerly of Greenfield last season. Also played under Nomen Mapeza at FC Platinum. And Perfect Chikwende scored the goal that made us qualify to AFCON 2021 when we were still under the guidance of Zdravko Lugarusic. 1-0 win over Botswana, and Knowledge Msona's free kick was parried into the path of Perfect Chikwende, who noted the ball past the Botswana goalkeeper, and we won 1-0 during the COVID era.
It's amazing how many players have played for the Warriors since time immemorial. A new squad altogether this time around. But Willie, would I be wrong if I tell you now that maybe Abubakar Moffat is the Scotland player of the year?
I won't argue much, because to me it remains the best holding midfielder in the country. And I was very surprised when Super Mario overlooked Abubakar Moffat for the AFCON 2025, which was held in Morocco in December.
It was a very controversial call there.
There he is down, Abubakar Moffat.
It was fantastic for Moors and Lloyd Mtasa. But now he's changed colors from blue to white.
There we are. There we are. We're not short of excitement here at Rufaro Stadium, the ceremonial home of football. In Mbare, Mbiles, as the legendary CNN Charles Mabiga would like to say, part of the crowd here. Looks like she is holding her head in agony. You see a Zimbabwe support. Shadrack Nyawa, the captain. Collins Mjuru, back to Amon Nare. The man has been beaten 3 times this afternoon, but pulled off some 2 great saves in the first half. Former Cape United goalkeeper finding himself into trouble. Oh, Watalsona couldn't control the ball there and allowed it to roll and throw into Dynamo Dimbare.
Fantastic pressing from Kamabeliat, considering that he no longer has the legs.
No legs! 4. It's 4. You can't give Knowledge Msona that space. He was all by himself. And there is the celebration. God knows we were joining the celebrations. I'm sure God knows we were only touch the ball maybe 2-3 times before Knowledge makes it 4. There is Knowledge Msona. Full-blooded shot. No chance for Hamon Nare.
Dynamos shot from distance. Knowledge Msona goes for 4. Scotland scores more. What a way to introduce yourself into the new season. Brother to brother scored for this game. And Knowledge Msona with his trademark celebration gives Nomen Mapeza something to smile about. A man who barely does that. What a strike, what a goal, and what a way to make the Vietnam, the Mbari end, and the city end quiet.
And the Panesham Timbanyoka has been given a yellow card here by Lawrence Zimondi. I'm not sure what he did here when they were celebrating. Is it delaying the restart or over celebrating or mocking somebody? I'm not sure. There is Panesham Timbanyoka in your picture. He has just been introduced and already on a yellow card. Dimbara down and out here.
There was so much space. Really, so much space left for Knowledge to take that strike. You don't do that.
Shadrack Nyawa. Turns one way. Looking for support. Good ball there, Nyawa. Oh, some brilliant play there, but good defending by Scotland. Knowledge Msona. Finds Timbanyoka. Panache. Abubakar Moffat. Smiling assassin to Moffat. Pio penalized by Lawrence Zimondi. Soft free kick according to my liking.
Yeah, not too soft. I think he stepped over the ball. The Abubakar Moffat justified this time Mafunga to plead his innocence.
Charge got to Moffat. Looking for God knows Murwira. The medical Zizo to Knowledge Msona. Kama Billiard. Oh, he's brought down. That should be a yellow card. Yes, Colin Mjuru has been shown a yellow card by Lawrence Zimondi.
He knew exactly what he was doing there, Collins Mjuru. Just tried to take Kama Billiard off. The frustration maybe now trickling in for that back line for Dynamos.
Very careless there by Collins Mjuru. Consider that Kama Billiard was going away from his goal. That was the goal by Watermson. Emmanuel Ziwacha with an assist. Full-blooded shot. And his brother went to the other corner, the opposite corner. Moses Demera. But Scotland are smart. Kelvin Moyo. Knowledge couldn't reach it. And Dinamo Timbare. Oh, poor ball control there. Eyes on the ball. But they regain it. Inacio Perez now in possession. Couldn't get past Knowledge Msola, but second bite of the cherry. Pereso. Cleanly taken by Kelvin Moyo. Kwake. Kama Billiard. Watermsona to Kama Billiard. Timbara regains possession. Shadrack Nyawa the captain. Leroy Mafunga. Mandivei. Tokozi Simsebe. Watermsona finds Kwake. Confirmation of the yellow card flash to Collins Mjuru.
Yes, that was reckless. But earlier we saw Watermsona signaling to Norman Mapesa for the substitution, and he was told to stay on.
Chajika was trying to look for God knows Umurira, but the execution was not up to scratch there. Samon Nare had no answer to the 4 goals that went past him this afternoon. Perfect Chikwende looking for Teomo Pio. To the far side. Dinamo Timbare. Inacio Pereso. Can they pull one back here? Perfect Chikwende. Good ball inside the box, headed away by Scotland. Kama Billiard. As short he is, but he's going up and winning those area duels. Moffat. Twala Kwake to Watermsona. Back to the man from Eswatini. Tokozi Simsebe. Looking for God knows Murwira. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. Murwira will shepherd the ball for a throw-in to his team here. They are leading by 4 goals to nil. There are about 9 minutes to go. And we can safely say that Scotland are deserved winners of this Castle Challenge Cup 2026. There is Zizo. What a ball! And first time effort there by Watermsona. Blasted all over the bar. And the scoreboard still reads Scotland FC 4. There is Norman Mapesa Mshine Majuzi. And you know the jersey knitting machine, the way it stitches those.
Yeah.
That's the way he is doing it at FC Scotland.
Wow, it's good to see him on the field of play. Everyone was asking what type of play we are going to be seeing from Norman Mapesa. The moment he switched sides from Shavali up to Mapuku now. But just looking at that earlier shot from Watermsona, he had ample time to bring it down and maybe select exactly where he wants to place the ball, but instead went for the spectacular.
Zizo was too late. Msona losing the ball to Jairus Kasondo has been introduced. I saw him here. The man who was scoring for Dynamos and another substitute, Nathan Mtasa, to replace Walter Msona. And Isaka Gurirab will also come in place of, is it Knowledge? Yes, the Msona brothers scoring in the second half. The two brothers from Norton, that is Walter and Knowledge. So Isaka Gurirab, former of Simbabora, the Namibian, and Nathan Mtasa. Collins Mujuru. Perfect Chikwende. Losing the ball to Tokozi Msebe. Kama Billiard. I think there's a change of system here. Kama Billiard has not taken over the role which has been played by Knowledge Msona. Chance for Dynamo Timbare. Jairus Kasondo. Poor first touch. No problem for Nelson Charger. He definitely wants to keep a clean sheet. Kama Billiard looking for Twala Kwake. Kelvin Moyo. Lofted ball looking for Gurirab. Brilliant play by Scotland. Free kick to Scotland here. Tendai entertaining football this afternoon at Rufaro.
Well, Scotland have taken this game into their own hands and they've made this stadium quiet. We know how loud it can be when Dynamos are playing and when Dynamos are leading. But it means that it's an approach that they had to take and it's worked. Norman Mapeza is proud. The players have done their bit. Then you're talking about the Msona brothers, exceptional chemistry between the two brothers on and off the pitch. You're talking about representation as well. I think Norton is happy. Norton is represented quite well.
Definitely, and maybe Norton will be happier if the two brothers switch to Moz FC.
They would be happy indeed.
And quite a good crowd here at Rufaro Stadium, considering this is a season opener, a pipe opener of the 2026 PSL season. Kasolaga, Kaso Challenge Cup, Nathan Mtasa, first touch. Collins Mjuru, good it up to Kama Billiard, breaking loose here. The speedy merchant, hits his marker.
He's going to get a yellow card. He's going to be taken off. Second one of the afternoon.
And first red card of the 2026 season, Collins Mjuru. What a bad afternoon for Dynamo Timbare. The man who was introduced in the 46th minute after him. Collins Mjuru goes for an early shower. Oh, what a miserable afternoon for Dynamo Timbare. And the defender getting two silly yellow cards, both fouls on Kama Billiard.
Wow. We talked about the frustration, Willie, earlier in the game when we saw him make a foul on Kama Billiard. And you could see it was reckless. He really threw himself in when it was no need. Kama Billiard was facing the other way, away from where he's attacking. He did so exactly this time, and he ended up kicking the ball out of play due to frustration. And second yellow card, only managing to play 40 minutes.
But I think at times these players, they're a bit, let me not use this word, but honestly, Tendai, you are sitting on a yellow card, you foul Kama Billiard, the referee blows for a whistle, then he kicks the ball away. Even if the referee was going to be lenient, how can he be lenient if you show dissent like that?
Well, you can even see that Kama Billiard milked that challenge. He was beaten for power, Kama Billiard, because he was trying to evade the marker, and there was just a little hand in there, and Kama Billiard made the best out of the situation. There was no need to get a yellow card.
Yeah, I'm sure he did not kick the ball away. Maybe the referee was going to be a bit lenient. Nathan Mtasa, no problem for Hamonari this time. He said, no, I cannot be beaten on my near post for the second time. And Tendai, the VVIP box here is full of high-powered delegation here. I can see the PSL Chief Executive Officer, Rodeo Tabe, just below me in the commander box.
Very well.
The Zifa president is here. The Warriors coach Super Mario is here. Business tycoon. Wikinojuvai, I saw him sometime. President of Caps United, Farai Jere, is also here. And Dynamos with a set piece at a very, very promising position. Moses Demera, part of the crowd here. As you can see, Scotland's supporters there, definitely.
Yeah, and
you can tell by the regalia, 2.5 minutes to go before full time. Plus whatever Lawrence Zimoni will add on at the end of the 90. Moses Demera, perfect chikwende behind the set piece. Shadrach Nyawa made fends his chances, but no. They're all leaving it to Moses Demera. Can they give Nelson Chaka some work to do? Let's see how they take it. Have they practiced this? Demera. Oh my word. All over the bar. No problem for Nelson Chaka, and goes for FC Scotland. Tendai, what an afternoon we have had here.
Yeah, I mean, Dynamos were looking for a consolation, as you would have thought, with that free kick, and it was a perfect opportunity for them. And maybe they don't have a set piece taker yet in their ranks, and this is something they're going to be working on when the season starts.
So Genesis Mangobe Kaka getting a baptism of fire. Ball stolen there by Leroy Mavunga. Looking for Perezo. Oh my word. That sums up the afternoon for Dinamo Timbare. This is not the Inacio Perezo we saw at Gibbo Stadium when he scored that spectacular goal to win the Chibuku Super Cup. That ended them the right to play this Castle Challenge Cup. The cup they won last year after defeating Zimbabwe in a penalty shootout. The only difference is that this season a brand new trophy has been brought here. Nathan Mtasa. Kamabiliat! And it's 5. This is FC Scotland. This is what Norman Mapeza introduced to the local premiership. Nathan Mtasa with an assist from the top shelf. Kamabiliad with a top shelf goal here to make it 5-0 with a minute to go.
Exceptional pass from Nathan Mtasa on the right side. So Kamabiliad just moving between the defenders, slaughtered it in, danked it in, and Kamabiliad has the idiot's job to do, just lobbing it over the goalkeeper. 5. They just can't stop scoring Scotland. Nathan Mtasa.
There's a fan who has invaded the pitch here. Drama. Where are the police details? Oh, drama upon drama here at Rufaro. Going for the headline, this super fan, Kamabiliad. Can you believe this, Tendai?
Well, he went on and hugged Kamabiliad. Who doesn't want to be in the presence of greatness?
I wonder where were the security details when the fan ran all the way to the center circle to embrace Kamabiliad, scorer of the 5th goal.
Maybe they were all celebrating Kamabiliad's goal, the security.
One-sided affair here, especially in the second half. Free kick to FC Scotland. Dominating. Is the board up yet? We've already played 1.5 minutes. In addition to the 90. So the referee, there is the drama. Oh, the super fan.
An emotional embrace.
Yes, kissing Kamabiliad on the chin. $5-0 in a cup final. One-sided cup final here at Rufaro Stadium. And Scotland FC are not done yet. Isaka Gurirab. Very strong. They scored the 6th one. Hamonare says no. You can't put that back. Oh! What have you seen? If you have not watched this match, you have missed a lot.
Well, it sums up what has been a terrible afternoon for Dynamos. Nare, who was exceptional in the first 45, puts it in 5. Now 3 in the second half, and it was almost mistake after mistake here, with almost no minutes left to play. Norman Mapesa came with the plan, executed it well. His passing game played up to the dot. His players listening to instructions, and Dynamo seeing 6s and 7s.
Perfect Chikwende trying to lob a ball inside the box. Now forward by Kama Billiard. Free kick to Dynamo Timbare. 93 minutes by our watch. A minute to go. Only 4 minutes were added on to the end of the 90. So this must be the last kick of the match. The last card in Dynamo's hands here. Can they get a consolation here? Wake up call to Genesis Mangombe. Kaka. A thumping. This is a mauling in a cup final. 5-0. Can you believe it? And you can see off the viewer's picture there, the camera, the photographers here concentrating more on the trophy, the brand new trophy. Leroy Mavunga with that free kick inside the box. Pereso. It was actually perfect Chikwende. Kama Billiard. Releasing Gurirab. Gurirab here, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. That should be 6. Hamonare with a super save. What a save by Hamonare. It could have been half a dozen.
Well, it could have been 6. It could have been half a dozen, like you said. But I believe he was supposed to go for the spectacular, play Nathan Mtase on, toy with the goalkeeper, toy with the defenders, and it would have been a very, very fine icing on the cake. But Dynamos, it has been a terrible afternoon. And with that, it ends 5-0 in favor of the defending champions, the Castle Lager Challenge Cup, going into the hands of Scotland Football Club.
And that's the full time we saw here at Rufaro Stadium, the Castle Challenge Cup 2026. Mavirawira prevailing by 5-0 here. Dynamo Timbare thumped in a cup final. Very rare for Dynamo Timbare to lose by such a huge margin in a cup final, especially playing at their beloved Rufaro Stadium. We are preparing to go down pitch side to legendary Senen Mabiga. Confirmation of the scoreline on your screens. 5-0, Siocha, Machope, Musona, and Billiard. Tendai, what an afternoon we have had here. Charles Mabiga is ready for the interviews with the two coaches, I'm sure. I can see Norman Mapesa is getting ready.
Well, Norman Mapesa just sharing a handshake with Charles Mabiga there before they got for the post-match conference. They did talk about attacking this game as a cup game, and they did exactly that. And now, what a way to start your first competitive game as the Scotland manager, the manager with a plan, the players.
Right. Believe it or not, but that's what happened. The first game of the 2026 football season, Dynamos drilled by Scotland 5-0. And I'm joined by the victorious Maviravira head coach Muchina Wemajuzi, Norman Mapesa. Coach, congratulations. Just want to ask you something. The first 10 or so minutes, Dynamo seemed to be in control. Did you have anything that you then said to the guys? Because then you just took over after that.
Yeah, look, like we already said in the first 10 minutes, it was about us reading what they really wanted to do, how many guys they had at the back, how many guys were they have in midfield. how many guys were there up front. So after we picked up that, he said, look, they've got one striker, so we don't have to panic. Let's start building play from the back. We'll find those spaces, Then just after 10 minutes, I think we started to create opportunities. Maybe first half, a little bit of luck, maybe it could have been 3, 4. But look, I'm happy for these boys. They've been working so hard since the first day we started our preseason. You can't ask for more. You can't ask for more after such a performance. Yeah.
Coach, before I let you go, what can you tell the Mavira millions thousands of millions who are watching right now?
It's going to be a long marathon. What I want from them is just us to be together. Okay. Let's move along this journey together. It's not about me, it's not about the players, but it's all of us. It's all of us, yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations.
Lastly, I want to say yesterday it was our boss's birthday, and I think we gave him a very good birthday present today.
Right. Yeah. Okay, congratulations, Coach. As you heard, yesterday was the birthday of the honor of Scotland, the Honorable Pedisai Scott Sagupanya. So he's saying they gave them a perfect birthday present. I'm now joined by Dynamos head coach Kaka Genesis Mangombe. Well, tough luck, coach. But coach, you started on a bright note. First 10 minutes, what happened after that?
Yeah, I think we gave them much respect. And they started gain confidence, and also our pressing was below par. Then we allowed to give in spaces, and they can play in between the lines, and that is where we lost it. But I'm also thinking that I still need to work on the fitness level of the boys, because they were always second on the ball. Maybe it was because of fatigue, I don't know, but we were second on the ball. We need to address that and see that we work on our fitness level.
Before I let you go, coach, are we going to see something better from Dynamos once the league season starts? From next week, you play Tel 1. What message do you have for the millions of Dynamo supporters watching right now?
Yes, of course, this is Dynamos, and we are going to do our best and rectify the mistakes we have. But I see a lot of potential in these boys. And also we have that problem that our foreign-based players, haven't been registered. Maybe we'll also make sure that we have quite a number of guys in different positions, and that alone will make a wider selection for the team.
Okay, coach, tough luck. Hope for the best once the season starts.
Thank you, Charlie.
Right, that was Kaka Genesis Mangombe. Just for the record, the last time that Dynamos lost by 5-0 was way back in 2005 over against Motor Action here at the same stadium. Chief Justice.
Yeah, it's said, and I think credit to Scotland. They had a very good game, and they did very well. It's good. It shows where they are and what they want to do, and this is very important. I think it's a credit, like I said, credit to Scotland for winning, and very good team. They played very well. Dynamos should do better. I think the season is just gonna start. They need to do better and improve in so many areas.
Jose, I said the last time that Dynamos lost by 5-0 was back in 2005 here at Rufaro Stadium against Motor Action. This was another drubbing, huh?
Yeah, another drubbing at the hands of a merciless and cruel Scotland. I think for me a point of bother for Dynamos family is their defense. For me that defense was exposed by the skillful and elaborate Scotland attackers, which for me I think is a point for Coach Genesis Mangombe to address, because otherwise the shredding that we saw today of Dynamos defense is definitely a bad signal. But look, we can also not take it away from Scotland. Scotland have been merciless, they've been ruthless. With the quality that they have in their ranks, certainly a 5-goal haul for Scotland is something that is justified. But for Dynamos, its alarm bells need to be corrected.
Alarm bells, do you agree, Chief Justice? He says alarm bells for Dimbare.
Yeah, he is correct. I agree. Dynamos, they need to show, and like what happened here, it can still happen, but you have to learn from your mistakes and do better from now. And obviously, I think they're going to change their mentality towards the games. And for the fans, I think it was very disrespectful losing 5. it's not good for the fans. I know the magnitude of the team.
I know.
It's important to come back stronger.
That's right. Well.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Dynamo Dimbare losing by 5-0 in the Challenge Cup, the first game of the football season. Now for the presentation proceedings, let me cross over to the commentary box to join Ginola, William Tingwa and Tindo Tendai Sibanda.
Thank you, legendary CNN Charles Mabika, Chief Justice Majavi and Joseph Ngani for the post-match analysis there. And as we prepare for the trophy presentation, there is Scott Sakupkanya, the president of FC Scotland. In your picture there with a red bottom and a top there for Scotland. Gate number 47 with written Shumba at the back there. That's the Scotland president. And Honorable Scott Spedisai Sakupkanya. And we are preparing for the trophy presentation here, the Castle Challenge Cup. The winners, FC Scotland, dethroning Dynamo Dimbare by 5-0 here at Rufaro Stadium. And remember, Dynamo Dimbare winning this trophy last season when they beat Simba Bora via a penalty shootout. But this time, we didn't need any penalty shootout. It was a 5-0 mauling at the hands of nominal Mapesa coach FC Scotland, Tendai.
Wow, you can see the atmosphere in the whole stadium. As they say every time Dynamos wins, Rufaro, and they've been made to quiet down by Scotland and Norman Mapesa. 5 goals in the opening game of the season. Might be a pre-season, but sometimes it sets the tone of what's happening. We can see the club president with the club captain, that is Walter Msona, and Honorable Scott Petsai Sakupwanya. They are at the city end where they are the Mavuku fans, the Scotland fans. It's only one section of the stadium, but it's louder than every other section. Mbari, Rufaro has been made to quiet down. Another day to rue in their ruins, Dynamos. But I believe they'll come back stronger.
Exactly, Tendai. As you can see from the Vietnam and the Mbari end there, I think even a pin drop sound could be heard, but not from the city end, popularly known as the Caps United by. There is a lot of noise there, and you could see there is the Vietnam end, as quiet as a church mouse there. And President Scott Sakupkanya putting on jersey number 47, Rian Shumba. It's not about Timon Machobe, but he turned 47 recently. It was his birthday a few days ago, and he turned 47. That's the symbol of that number 47 at the back of his jersey. As you can see, the stage being prepared there by Delta Beverages, the Castle Challenge Cup sponsors, and the dignitaries are lining up. I can see President, Usifa President Ngobile Magwizi is one of the dignitaries there. Rodio Tabe, the CEO of the Premier Soccer League, leading the dignitaries for the trophy presentation. There we go. The VVIP on the stage. Ngobile Magwizi, the ZIFA president. And I'm sure some officials from Delta Beverages. The chairman of the Premier Soccer League, Isam Mufuruza. Also the chairman of Simba Bora. He's here among those dignitaries. The match officials who lead the way by collecting their medals. That is Lawrence Zimondi, the man who was at the center and heading the referees team. Lawrence Zimondi, Lakson Mara, Tafaz Gwangala, Mesma Imbo. Unfortunately, the match commissioner will not be part of them. That is Brighton Mudzamiri. Brighton Mudzamiri sitting right below me here in the commentary box. And Brighton Mudzamiri was one of the officials at the 2002 World Cup finals in South Korea, Japan. So we are ready for the trophy presentation. 2026 Castle Challenge Cup winners. They are the match officials. Match Commissioner Brighton Mutamiri finally at the stage, receiving his medal. There he is, Brighton Mutamiri, greeting the Visipa President Ngobile Magwizi. Now Lawrence Zimondi, Lakson Mara, Tafadzwa Ngala, and the only lady on that quartet is Mercy Mayimbo. She has been doing quite well, and there is Shadrach Nyawa with the captain's armband for Dynamo Dimbare. Tendai,
Wow, if
Dynamo Dimbare surrendering the trophy to FC Scotland.
Wow, Scotland were the superior team this afternoon. You can't take anything away from them. A deserving performance. And the only thing that marks this wonderful performance is the trophies that they're going to be getting. But for consolation, Dynamos will get what other people term the losers' medals. There's nothing they could have done. The first few minutes of that 90 minutes, they were very strong on attack, trying to get the goal earlier. But the moment Nomeno Pesa's men started to get into the game, it became a one-sided affair. But now we see them going on the podium, getting their silver medals, given a guard of honor by the champions, of course. And in a moment, we will see them probably do the same for the champions.
You saw Dynamos receiving their silver medals. There is Magwaza, Riro Mavunga, poor Dimbare this afternoon. They are used to win these finals. There is Witness Shawe, the man who could have equalized for Dynamo Dimbare, but rattled the crossbar. Hamonare, baptism of fire in his first appearance for Dynamo Dimbare. There.
Yeah, look at the only man to be red carded this afternoon.
Yeah, Collins Mjuru. Bruno Guerre, former Islanders goalkeeper, also goalkeeper of Black Rhinos. So the Dimbare technical bench also receiving their losers medals, silver ones, changing from gold to silver. And Kaka, Genesis Mangombe. Genesis Mangombe, remember, received the silver medal again last season in the Chibuku Super Cup final. Yeah. And today again, a silver medal again.
They have an inseparable relationship, these two, the silver and Genesis Mangombe. But I like that he had to witness and understand how his team is going to be playing as they gear up for the season. A good test against a very good squad. They would not have prepared any better than to do it this way. So in a way, I believe it was a necessary defeat for them. They are not going to get ahead of themselves, nor look into themselves in despair, but use this opportunity to go back, regroup for this next week, and start the season strong.
Exactly, a wake-up call there for Genesis Mangombe and the Dynamos entire technical bench there. I think they need to sort out, even including their defensive midfield, their dealing. It was not up to scratch. Their defense was very porous, especially with Trevor Mafunga, who was out of sorts. And when they introduced the Collins Mjuru, that looks like they had stabilized, but again they started leaking again until that moment of madness when Mujuru received that second yellow card and the dismissal. There's Shadrach Nyawa to receive the runners-up check. At least they're taking something home. That's a cool $20,000 a lot of money for Dynamo Dimbare. $20,000 The runners-up, 2026 Castle Challenge Cup runners-up.
Well, they need it. Remember, last season they also had problems with finances, in terms of logistics. But this time it means they start strong. We would have wanted them to be winners, of course, but any money as an incentive at this stage, they would need it to go and properly prepare for the season. And now that we have seen Dynamos, the runners-up, receiving their medals, it's time for the champions. And I think they are going to be led by their captain, Walter Msona Willie. He has been there, a man that has traveled so much, played at FC Platinum, played at Simbabura, won again at Scotland, winning again. I believe when he retires, he's going to look at his collection and he say, I've done it all in Zimbabwean football.
Exactly, Tendai, and I'm sure Tatenda Wodamsona may be the last one to go up the stage so that he can collect the trophy. This is Mafios Chiweta. Prince Tafire Muta, I'm sure. The second one to collect the medals. Isaka Gurirap. The man who could have scored the 60th goal this afternoon but was denied by Hamon Nare, the Namibian. There he is on a picture, just number 20. Kelvin Moyo, number 24. Twala Kwake, number 75. There we have Isaka Muhammad, number 27. Peter Mdiwa, number 18. Collecting their winner's medal. Nathan Mtasa with that brilliant assist for Kamabiliad's 50th goal. Abu Bakar Moffat played for Moz FC last season after arriving from the lower leagues of Spain. The captain, Walter Tatendamsona. God knows Murwira. Played for Dynamos at one point, FC Platinum, Ngezi Platinum Stars, Caps United, Emmanuel Ziwoja, Albert Manenji, Tokozis Msebe, Nelson Chachka, the goalkeeper, former of Ngezi Platinum, and then Taiwan Machope, scorer of the second goal. There is the smiling assassin, always smiling, Kamabiliad. There is scorer of the 50 goal, the final nail in that Dynamos coffin. What a display by FC Scotland this afternoon. Oh, Mchinwe Majuzi, Nomen Mapeza, greeting one of the Delta Beverages officials there. Daniel Veremu, just behind Nomen Mapeza, his trusted lieutenant. Oh, Peter Ngovu Suguzonge. There is Suguzonge, the team manager for Scotland. The Warriors' top goal scorer ever. 36 goals to his credit, Peter Suguzonge Ngovu. With just over 100 caps. There he is, Suguzonge, the flying elephant. Those are the winners. FC Scotland. Deserved winners, Scotland FC Tendai.
Yeah.
Make a date with Clever's Lakeview Resort and Conference Center and indulge
house. Should be the Sakupkanya family. Is that a good guess, Tendai?
That is the Sakupkanya family. Well, they talk about inheritance, and this is something that he has done, not for Zimbabwean football, but for his family as well. Well, it's surprising that the youngsters are getting the medals too, but I mean, it's beautiful scenes that you see the whole family is involved. It shows you that it's not just a football club, but it's maybe something for the whole community. That's what I would like to believe at the end of the day.
Exactly, Tendai. What an afternoon we had here at the ceremonial home of football, Rufaro Stadium in Mbare. There is the brand new trophy to be presented to the new winners, Scotland FC, winning the league title in their maiden season. Scotland FC, no doubt, have changed the face of football.
When they were promoted, there were a lot of questions into whether they were going to survive, but they are the spark that is set football in Zimbabwe ablaze. They are a necessary spark, and it seems like they've given everyone a wake-up call. Now, Walter Msuna being handed the winner's check, soon to be joined by his teammates.
A cool 30,000 winner's check been lifted by the team captain Walter Msuna, ZIFA president Isaiah Mfuruza, the PSL chairman. A cool 30,000, and I'm sure the club president Scott Sakupkanya will add on to that amount, and he will splash a lot of money to the team. And there is the brand new trophy to be handed by those beautiful ladies to Walter Tatenda Msuna Wale, winners of the Castle Challenge Cup 2026, Scotland FC. There they are, confirmation on the screens there. They are the champions, hail the champions. A cool 30,000 plus a brand new trophy. And those are the young Scots, I'm sure. Excuse me if I'm wrong. But I'm sure it's a correct guess. And there is Scotland FC players. Any champagne there to be popped in?
Maybe confetti, maybe confetti. It's every player's dream to have moments like these where you win and you're celebrated, to have thousands of fans and millions of Zimbabweans who are football fans witnessing this grand event. The Castle Challenge Cup won by Scotland Football Club, and now they are going to be celebrated.
That's my Vida for you. The team from Mabuku, the champagne has been popped up. Ooh, beautiful scenes here at Rufaro. In Mabuku, are you watching? In Rua, are you watching? That's your team here. Been crowned the Castle Challenge Cup final. The winners on the first day of March, the 30th month of 2026. Brilliant scenes here at Rufaro. Mavira. It's a marvel to watch tonight.
Wow, what a way to begin the month, the 1st of March, and what a way to begin the season. A title, 5 goals to their name, a new manager, a new setup altogether. Congratulations to Scotland Football Club, the whole football nation of Zimbabwe, everyone who has been part of this magnificent spectacle, to Mbare, to Harare, to every Zimbabwean, fans of football in Zimbabwe, fans of football in Africa, fans of football across the world. It's been great. It's been a fantastic afternoon.
A fantastic afternoon. A joy to watch, a marvel to watch here at Rufaro. This is great stuff. They are now running towards their fans, the owners of the game, at the city end. The fans love every moment of it. There is part of the crowd, the SC Scotland supporters. What an afternoon they had here. Brilliant display of football by the Norman Mapesa county side. Moses Shidolo dancing. He didn't took part, he was on the substitute bench. And the depth this FC Scotland has, I'm sure they'll go far. And remember, they'll be taking part in the CAF Champions League later on this year, starting in August. And my prayer and your prayer and all our prayer is that by then the National Sports Stadium will be ready to host international matches. If not, they might be forced to use Chawanda Stadium in Kwekwe. But according to PSL chairman, PSL Fry Jared, the president of Cape United, he said that National Sports Stadium is 98% complete. The turf being the only main thing remaining for the National Sports Stadium to be certified fit to host matches, starting with the local matches and then the international matches.
Been one of the players that have been signed by an academy. He's took a totally different